Welcome to the Two Nerds One Pod podcast. My name is Jonathan and this is Chris.
He took my hair.
To,
He stole my hair.
yeah, I burnt it off like Homelander did.
He's gonna make a wig.
Nah, nah. Apparently Chris got a haircut, which I think looks nice. So today for this episode, wait, what was so funny?
That's just funny. I'm laughing.
So today's gonna be the Invincible season 4 review. Ben was supposed to be here with us in this episode, but he got caught with an emergency, so I hope he's okay. Um, so we're gonna start off with hot takes first and leave the review for last. Like we discussed off camera. So off camera we already discussed on what we're gonna do. Hot takes, agree or disagree, movie news, and then the review, and then we're all good to go. So do you want to go first on the hot takes?
I just want to say real quick. I think I have one that's probably gonna get a lot of people like looking at me funny.
I don't know.
Maybe a minority of people looking at me funny. But you go first, Jonathan.
All right. Invincible season 1 is better than season 2.
Eh, a lot of people say that. So a lot of
Well,
people
I
say that
mean,
season one is better than all of it. So,
now that's a bit of a
but
stretch to me, to be honest, because I enjoy season 3 a lot better. A lot more. Well, not a lot better, but like I
I
enjoy
love
it a lot
all
more
of
than
Invincible, honestly. I just wish. Now, I love Invincible as a whole. I just wish, we would get certain moments more. Like
yeah, I
maybe
wish
maybe a few more moments of like character development between like maybe Mark and someone else. Or maybe like
I kind of
show more character development of someone without Mark.
yeah. I'm gonna be honest. Angstrom was a poor villain. I'm gonna be honest right here. Angstrom was a really
Angstrom was
bad villain.
utilized Angstrom was utilized very poorly. I'm gonna say that.
Yeah.
He was utilized very poorly. They could have utilized him a lot better. And a lot of people are like talking about like, oh, surely Mark isn't evil in all dimensions. That's precisely the point of an infinite universe, an infinite multiverse. But out of a lot of these universes, he is evil. So there is a point where it's like, okay, seems like this Mark is the number one outlier of all the other Marks. So yeah, he may not be evil, and there may not be as many evil Marks as we think, but there was still enough evil Marks for Angstrom to come and grab all of them.
Which, by the way, the Mohawk Mark was was cool, but at the same time he acted very stupid. Like he was like that dumbass version of Mark. I'm gonna be honest. He he fights good. He fights good, and he kills like crazy. But like he sounded like a dumbass to be honest. Like oh somebody misses their mommy.
Oh, that's the point. A lot of them are supposed to talk a little different because a lot of them were raised in different environments, especially like the Mark who was kept on a Viltrumite prison ship.
The one that I
And
like the
especially
most.
That one Mark who just out of nowhere says, "I miss William," kind of gets me a little. Like it's obviously, I think it's been said by one of the showrunners or one of the creators. I don't remember. He said that that Mark specifically did have a deeper relationship with William than we thought. Because with an infinite multiverse, anything can happen.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah,
Okay,
no,
wait.
I do think that the Invincible War was amazing.
Oh yeah, definitely. Wait, that's in season 3, I think. Yeah,
as
season
as
3.
much as yeah, no, as much as that was like a 2 episode thing, or maybe a 1 episode, I think at most, still fucking great.
Well,
I loved it.
well, well, technically, if you include the setup, I think it was 3 episodes. But like, if you just count the war alone,
If we
then I
want
guess
to, if we
yeah, it was
want
just
to be
one episode.
technical, yeah, sure, maybe 3 episodes, but it was still very good. And a lot of people complaining, oh, it should have been more. It should have been more episodes. Fuck you. No, it was fine like it is.
I think it's my second favorite episode of season 3.
I forget your top favorite is the one with Conquest, right?
Yeah, the finale.
I figured, but
However, however, the own well, this isn't really a criticism. This is more of a nitpick. And I know that it happens in the comics, but it's still a nitpick to me. Conquest should have never just put his hand through Eve.
well, it was written that way to happen so that Mark could lose his fucking
I know.
shit.
Yeah, I know, but still
And to
though.
be honest, I love seeing him lose his fucking shit.
Yeah, same. We
I
went
love seeing
from
him lose
a
his shit. As
Mark,
much as I hate that he's going through all this trouble, I love seeing him lose his shit like that.
we went from a Mark who doesn't kill, from a Mark who's trying not to kill, to Mark
To Mark
trying to
that kills
kill
and
whenever
doesn't
he
kill.
needs to. And now we got Mark
You
who just
know,
kills when absolutely necessary. Or whenever he just loses
yeah,
his
he's only
mind.
killing when absolutely necessary. He's not killing to kill anymore. He's not. He's not as. What's the word?
Actually, you know what? There is this one
Pessimistic?
person, I guess. There is this one person he killed for no reason. The dinosaur dude, I think it was.
Who was it?
The dinosaur dude. When he was human, dinosaur. No, 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 no. Wait, I'm sorry. No, it was the Sequid guy at the beginning
Well,
of
to be
season 4.
fair, the show phrased it in such a way that he could have gotten more help. In the From what I remember seeing someone talk about it, in the we're reviewing we're ending up reviewing the season this early anyway while we're talking about it. But I want to say in that episode, the pages in the book made it very clear that only certain people had the things to neutralize the sequids and to transport people. Very certain people had it. Not everyone. That was the biggest change I remember there being between the two. And looking back on it, it's like, okay, so they're trying to make it seem like Mark has to have a quarrel with, like, a war inside of his head in order to properly, like, convey he's conflicted with how his new personality's going. Which, they did it right. They conveyed it very perfectly.
Yeah.
But I do think that, oh, by the way, Bulletproof, you're a fraud. Anyway, I'm just saying that here.
Wait, who? Wait,
I don't like
wait.
Bulletproof. Bulletproof. I don't like
Oh,
Bulletproof. You're a fraud.
bulletproof is
You're a
fraud.
fraud, Bulletproof.
Damn.
Yeah, but um, I do think that Mark having this internal, like, confliction within himself, even to the point that he finally dons his original blue and yellow suit again. It's very interesting to
I'm,
see unfold, and I wish we got more of it.
I'm gonna be honest because I'm guessing this is because of my love for season 3. I wish he kept the blue suit. I wish he kept it. It looks so good on him.
As much as I love the blue suit, it very much fits a time where Mark is in his own head a lot, and the suit kind of reflects that in a way. A lot of superheroes don a suit. I've noticed, like, especially like the ones that are start out as a teen, very bright-eyed and hopeful, go into their adulthood, they realize the world's fucked, and they don a suit that
Yeah.
reflects how fucked it is. Peter Parker is a good example of this.
I mean, he did get the symbiote from
The black
Spider-Man.
and the black and white suit is a very big, prominent factor for a lot of, like, shit's going down in the comics. Number one
Yeah.
example I'm going to give every single time is when Peter Parker is near, has his life threatened by the Kingpin, and Aunt May ends up in the hospital. That is, like, the number one thing I go to every single time, because Peter
Wait, I thought it was
decides to
Aunt
go to the.
May who got threatened.
Yeah, did I not say Aunt May?
No, you said his wife, MJ.
No, I said Aunt May. No, I said Aunt May. Like I said, his
No,
family. Like
you.
he in the one where it's his wife, that what if story where it's his wife, he just straight up kills Fisk. That's a what if. Instead of like, oh, what if Mary Jane was shot instead
Oh.
of Aunt May? He kills Fisk. But I'm talking about the original one.
Oh, okay.
Like he Aunt May gets shot. She's damn near dying. He goes to the prison in the black suit and he's throwing hands with Fisk. He does not give a damn. His identity is already
And
revealed. His wife and aunt were had their lives attempted, a murder attempted on their lives. It's very much like a I'm sick of this shit. I'm fucking you up here and now. And he did not hold back. This man held
and
him by his fat on his
oh
chest,
yeah, oh yeah, I saw that comic
and
panel.
he pimp slapped the shit out of him and threatened to shoot organic webbings down his fucking throat. Like, you cannot tell me that that is like a dark time for Peter Parker when his aunt is in the hospital near about to die, and he's throwing hands with someone who has time and time again nearly killed him again and again and
And
again.
let me guess, this event led to one more day.
They need to retcon one more day. I swear to God, man. Anyway,
Well, well, do it.
like
Well, we'll get to the news later.
them getting back together in the new issues is not gonna fix one more day. I'm gonna say this here and now. That's not gonna fix one more day.
Well, we'll get to the news soon because we got some big guns.
But I want to. We've been talking about that so much. We talked about like that one Invincible hot take for so long. We stranded into other topics.
Well, I mean, I did say that I wanted us to debate on each one. So there you go.
Yeah, I do this a lot though. Like I'll get into it later, but this is like a very it's a very prominent thing for me and my friends to just go off topic when we start speaking about something we're passionate about. And
Yeah.
I I do want to give a hot another one of my hot takes before I forget. One of my hot takes, which again the internet probably thinks it's lukewarm by now, but if you idolize fucking Homelander in any way, you are missing the point of Homelander. You are missing the point. It is going over your head. He is not one to be idolized. He is a fascist. He is a rapist. He is a piece of shit. That's kind of the point of him,
And
of like, and I'm only saying this based on the little I know about him. And I have seen like a comparison of like I have seen like comparison videos of like how he acts in the comic versus how he is in the show, etc. I'm going to watch the show to its fullest, but I'm going to talk about two specific things I remember seeing a lot of when the new season came out of The Boys. The episode with the first episode of the last season started with I had A Train tell him take away those powers. What are you? He basically calls him a fucking loser in short, because I don't remember the wording word for word. If I remembered it word for word, or if I wrote it down, I would be reading it right here for y'all. And
yeah,
I remember saying a sniveling loser. I remember sniveling loser is the exact two words I remember the most.
plus not to
And
mention
then in the
Homelander said,
last episode, what do we see him do when he loses his powers? He starts sniveling
well,
like a loser, saying, "I'm go. You want me to suck your dick? I'll suck your dick. You want me to eat shit? I'll eat your fucking shit." Like,
that's great.
if you
Yeah,
thought
listen,
this man had, now I want to say this here and now. If you think this is also I guess you can say this is another thing. If you think Homelander has aura at all throughout the boys, you're fucking blind. You're fucking blind. You're
well,
blinder than me.
well, I will say this though. Well, I have not, same as you, I have not watched the show to its fullest. I've only seen season 5 because my dad was watching it on the TV, so I wanted to watch it with him. But from what I heard, season 1 through 3, Homelander is at his peak. his character fell off during season 4. That's what I
Well,
heard.
again, I'm going to say this here, and I'm going to say this again. Homelander is not one to be admired or looked up to in any
Oh
way,
God,
shape, or
no,
form.
no.
He is not anyone's goat. He is whoever's saying that he's your goat, seek mental help, please, genuinely.
I
Call whatever
I
mental health
think by
hotline you have in your state, your country, whatever.
I think
But
by
he
GOAT,
is a
I
piece of
think they mean
shit.
like Anthony Stark. I think they mean like Anthony Stark giving like a well performance. I
Oh,
think that's what they meant.
the
I don't.
actor Anthony Starr is amazing. He's a very good actor at what he does. I really hate his character, and I love that I hate him. But I know not to put two and two as the same person. So like
Yeah, no.
Anthony Starr, if you ever see this, I highly doubt you're ever gonna fucking see this. But if you do see this, fantastic work.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And again, I have not seen much of The Boys. I have only seen bits and pieces. Once I finish the show, I will be able to give you the fullest extent of my praise. But to see you, Anthony Starr, go from a high and mighty man pretending to be a god to a man on his knees saying how you'll suck his dick and eat his shit right before your head's fucking pried off is fucking fantastic. You did great.
Believe it or not, the head being pried open, that's a like a one for one, shot for shot comic panel. They actually recreated that,
Yes, I was just about to
like
say
shot
that
for shot.
actually. I remember seeing someone like post a picture of of the panel, and then the next to it on Twitter was the clip of him popping his head off, and I thought, oh my god, that's so fucking cool. That is actually so
That
cool
is
that they
very
actually kept
cool.
one thing right from the book.
I
But
I would say one last thing about Homelander before we move on to the next hot take. Not only is he all all of what you just said, but he's also a psychopath and a perv.
I think pervert also comes in line with the rapist thing as well as the psychopath, as well as being a
No,
fascist.
I mean,
So
oh yeah, true. But I
I
don't
think
think
that kind
if
of
you
goes
saw
hand.
his
I think that goes
Twitter,
hand in hand. You know, like it's just one of those things where it's like, okay, we're kind of reiterating ourselves when we say these things, but
yes,
I do understand where you're coming from with this, Jonathan. I do want to say that.
I don't, you probably already saw this from like different pieces of clips, but dude, I cannot get the scene out of my mind. And Jensen Ackles said that he walked off set when he saw this. It's Homelander being in a bathtub of NICU breast milk.
Yeah, no, that is still very weird.
And Jensen Ackles said that he walked off set when he was filming that.
I I still think that's very weird. But then again, The Boys is meant to give you like some weird shock
Yeah,
factors,
no. Yeah, no.
which I understand. I appreciate that. I understood the shock factors immediately when I saw the first trailer for the show, which was Huey and his girlfriend, his his late girlfriend, getting demolished by A Train. She literally had
Yeah,
A
that
Train run through her. Now, I'm gonna say this right now. That is not an original joke. I stole that from somebody.
it's still funny.
I stole that from a YouTuber. So
Oh wow.
yeah,
Uh,
they don't.
here's the next.
There was a group of people that don't make content together anymore. It's okay.
Here's the next hot take, and I think you'll agree with me here. Maybe Invincible
Maybe. Who knows?
Season 3 is better than season 4, despite season 4 being a good season. And this is for Invincible,
Mm,
by the way. We're not talking about the boys for
I
everyone
think
watching
I'm
at home.
gonna disagree with you on that one because I think both season 3 and 4 are very equal in my book.
Oh,
I love both of the seasons. They're both very good, and I wish I got more of both. But you know, I'm not the showrunners. I'm not Amazon. I can't make the budget to give more episodes.
I think the reason why season 3 is my favorite Invincible season is because, oh god, this is gonna sound so basic. It's because of Eve.
It's because of
Now
Eve.
hold on. Yes,
I just want to make
because
sure.
of
I just
Eve.
want to make sure I'm hearing you correctly. You said because of Eve. I
Yeah,
feel like I know which
yes.
episode you're gonna reference, but I want to hear you out.
Oh no, it's throughout the whole season. It's not just one episode.
Okay, I thought you were
It's
gonna
throughout
like
the
point out a
entire
specific
season.
episode where she really got you. I thought you were gonna point out like a
Well,
specific episode where it's like, yeah, this is where Eve really shined, and I really like this episode for this reason specifically. But I appreciate
not
like the general like thing you're going for though.
no, it's the whole season, and this started all the way back in season one, probably when we first meet her. Because in because in season one and two, we see Mark get with Amber. Which, by the way, another hot take. She sucks. She's a terrible character, in my
Now hold on, I
opinion.
want to say we can differentiate. I want to say we can differentiate um show Amber and comic Amber. Show Amber, they wrote her awful compared to how they wrote her in the comic, which
Yeah, show
you
Amber. I
know
don't know what she's fighting in the
I
comics.
might get
She's
flack for
barely like
saying that.
competitive.
I might get flack for saying that, but she is part of. Apparently, people are also saying she's part of like the minority girlfriend trope that goes on in certain shows where the main character has I think it's either the minority girlfriend or the black girlfriend thing, but I don't remember. But where they have like this minority slash black girlfriend, and then they swap her out for who is considered a conventionally better pairing for them, which it it sucks that she's lumped into that because of the whole like her being black in the show but white in the comics. I'm gonna say like they probably should have like done that a little better in terms of like having her and Mark break up, he gets with Eve, etc.
Which, by the way,
But
I was
I
so
I can only do what I
freaking
can.
happy. I was so freaking happy when Mark and Amber broke up. It's an
My
emotional
thing
thing though,
is,
but like it just made me cry.
I think they wrote her better in season two than they did in season one because
Oh,
in
dude,
season
season
one
one
we
she was
obviously
god
see her
awful.
like season one Amber, we got like a taste of like her being just insufferable. And I'm not saying that because I think women are insufferable. I'm just gonna clear this up now.
Mm,
I think that they wrote her this way to show like the outside perspective, the actual outside perspective of a superhero in his teens, and it doesn't feel right the way they did it. I think they meant to do it in a way that makes us understand her more, but they didn't do it correctly, in my opinion. Like especially her, like in the middle of the season after he comes back after a fucking whatever the fuck he did. It's been a while. He came back and he's like, "Hey, I'm a superhero." Yeah, I know. I'm like, "What? You knew? You knew,
yeah, that
and you
that's the
did,
reason why
and you're
I
still
hated it.
pissed."
That's the
You're
reason why
what's your
I hated
reason?
it so much.
And when I was like, I paused the episode because I'm like, wait, you knew this whole time. I had to actually like, I remember what I was feeling when I was watching the show because I was texting someone I don't talk to anymore while I was watching it, and I was like, oh man, he's like telling his big secret, and she said she knew the whole time. Then why is she so mad? And I unpaused the episode, and then I listened to her explanation, which was basically because you were lying to me. To sum it up, and there was no other real like justification for her being mad. And I just remember pausing it, head in my hands, like just kind of like that the whole time. Like, are you fucking kidding me? There's no way that that is your actual reason for being upset with Mark for being a superhero. That is not what. Who says that? Who?
Because you
I
lied to
want to
me.
know who. I
Woman,
want to know
have you
who
ever
wrote
heard of a
that.
secret identity? Like, woman, have you
And
ever heard of a secret identity?
now I want to ask, would they have? I want to ask if I'm able to ever ask a writer for Invincible to show. I want to ask them, so, like specifically the person who worked on that episode. My question is, how would you have wrote that if Mark was a woman and there was a lesbian relationship? Would you still have wrote her like that, or are you just doing that because this is a? Oh, I'm sorry, no, not lesbian relationship. I'm sorry. What I feel like that I'm getting that confused with a different scene in my head. What I meant is, what if the genders were reversed and Mark was a girl and Amber was a guy? would that have stood the same way, or would that have looked just as misogynistic as it felt?
Oh God,
Like if
I
the
can
roles were
picture it in my
reversed.
head. I can just picture
Like
it in my head.
I imagine that scene would come off as male Amber being very, very, very douchey, which it would. It would come off very douchey because it does, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Like
but
I
yeah,
love Invincible to death, but that
oh
scene
yeah,
just
definitely.
fuck me, man.
You know what? Top three superhero shows: Invincible, Netflix, Daredevil, Loki, easily,
Nah, Spectacular
easily.
Spider-Man the animated series, and Invincible. No, I'm sorry.
Well,
No, wait. Spectacular Spider-Man, Iron Man Armored Adventures, and Invincible. My bad.
you know what? I'll give that to you.
I need to rewatch Iron Man Armored Adventures, but I love that show.
Dude, I would watch that every single day on Netflix when I come home from school.
Yeah, I think it's on Disney Plus, but I'm gonna watch it later once I'm done with like all my other
Yeah,
shows.
it's on Disney. But yeah, the reason why I love season three so much is because of Eve. It's Eve, 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 always Eve. And actually, you know what? There is one. Well, I don't remember what episode. I think it was during the. I think it was the beginning of the Invincible Wars episode, episode 7. And it's Mark blaming himself for what happened to Powerplex family. Which, by the way, hold on, I just want to say something. Buddy, you killed your own family just for your hatred of Invincible. That's your
Oh
fault.
yeah, no, that was fucking nuts. First of all, like, holy fucking shit, you're gonna blame just Invincible? You didn't mention a single thing of Omni-Man. If I remember right, I didn't hear a word of Omni-Man come out of that man's mouth. Like, not a
Well, I mean,
word.
I
Oh,
can get his blame for Invincible for what happened to his niece and aunt because again, that's the only thing he saw. He didn't know anything. That I can understand.
yeah, I
But
can
the
understand
fact
that
that
a
he just
little, but it's like to a point. How are you only gonna blame Invincible? You know there was probably another party involved.
But the fact that he blames Invincible for his wife and little baby death is crazy.
He blamed not only Invincible for the death of his sister and niece, he blamed him for the death of his wife and child, which was fucking insane.
Which, by the way, when
It's
I
it's
saw that
like
scene,
that's like blaming Human Torch for a random fire in New York City.
that's crazy. But yeah, so this scene in episode 7. This was the beginning of the Invincible War episode. Before everything went down,
Fucking insane.
it was Mark blaming himself for what happened to Powerplex, and then Eve was just talking to Mark like the supportive girlfriend that she is.
I
But
do
yeah,
think that it's
I
important to show like I do think it's important to show that your character who is in a relationship, if their partner is around, show the partner being a helpful partner, especially if you've written them to be like that. And I think that Eve does fit that bill very, very, very closely. Now, I do think we do see a bit of a contrast with Eve and with Mark and Powerplex in the case of having supportive partners. Eve was very supportive of Mark, like him trying to be like, hey, it's not your fault that this happened, blah blah blah. And Powerplex had a partner who was there putting evil shit into his ear, like, yeah, no, it's all his fucking fault, and there was nothing else that you could have done. Uh, fuck him, kill him, kill him. It's like, are you serious? Are you gonna really whisper evil nothings into his ear when he needs the love and support of somebody close to him who knows him? Like there was no and again, I'm not saying this is bad writing on their part. This is obviously we need somebody who doesn't understand the fucking situation. we always have someone who doesn't fucking understand the situation. Like J. Jonah Jameson is like a prime example of someone who gets put into a fucking situation and he does not know what the fuck is going on. 90% of like the
Well,
time, he hears he gets told like, oh yeah, the bank was robbed. Spider-Man there, yeah, he caused it. Doesn't listen to anything else. Nothing. And if there is another villain involved, he says, oh, he was helping him out. That was his accomplice.
that's
He
crazy.
doesn't do anything. He it's a very Jameson way of like saying like he's the cause of the problem. We need to destroy the cause of the problem, and the problem will go away.
You know what cracks me up about Powerplex's wife is the fact that she looked
Was
like
that?
Jessica Jones and that she wasn't voiced by Kristen
I was
Ritter.
literally just thinking that. I was literally just thinking in my head, like, man, she did look a lot like Jessica Jones for a moment there. Like, someone must have drawn like a very depressed Jessica Jones and then just threw her in there because she looked very
Like,
depressed, looked very exhausted.
like the thing is that when I see Powerplex's wife, I don't see whatever her name is. I see Kristen Ritter.
Yeah, I was about to say like whoever drew her like fucking Jessica Jones's actress. Phenomenal.
You know
Now I'm
what?
kind of wondering, was she the person in mind when y'all did this? Because that's very, very cool.
You know what? That would be a perfect design for a Jessica Jones animated series. I mean, it really looks like her.
It does. I'm very shocked still.
But yes, I
But
think season three is better than season four. The action was very brutal, very brutal.
oh yeah, I think four was like the most brutal season we've had so far.
Oh, four is more brutal than three, but three is still brutal.
I think brutal is like not even the word we could go for because of how weird,
What, gruesome?
violent, I guess. I guess like just how violent it was.
But yeah, I think after
But
season three, Eve is my MVP of the show entirely. I could care less about Nolan. I could care less about Dent. No, I'm joking. But Eve is just everything after season three. Speaking of Nolan, unless you have another hot take. Do you have another hot take?
I do I do want to say
Go ahead.
that my next hot take. I I think people overhype villains a little too much, and we need to stop doing that. Because the amount of times I see someone like talking up a villain, it's like, oh yeah, this is this it's of the same vein of like we think that villains are almost always right nowadays because we've had so many sympathetic villains. Like I think Sam Raimi's Spider-Man trilogy is like a very big benefactor, not a benefactor, actor in all this. Considering that Sandman, Doc Ock, to a degree, Norman Osborn, they're very sympathetic in a way of like, oh
Yeah,
man, they Doctor Otto Octavius, he lost his wife. He's just he's gone into a psychosis where he can hear the tentacles talking to him, and he thinks that they're telling him good ideas when in actuality it's just negative thoughts pouring into them and then therefore reflecting back into him, causing him to do bad things. And then Sandman, well, yes, he is a criminal on the run stealing money. He did not want to fall into that DNA particle thing to cause his DNA to turn into sand. He did not want that. And so it is a very big thing, especially when you see him crawling out, him made of sand, trying to crawl out of the sand, only to fall back in and then come back out. And then he tries to reach for the I'm trying to remember what it was. It was a necklace, I think. He tries to reach for it, but he
yeah.
can't because he doesn't have
It was like
fingers.
a little necklace thing that had his daughter's
It was a
photo in
necklace
it.
of his daughter. He doesn't have fingers. He just has an oven mitt sand hand, and he can't grab
Yeah,
it. And you can see the hurt on his face. It's like, oh my god. Sympathetic,
Speak,
sympathetic villains I can understand. We don't need to act like all villains have a backstory to be sympathized with. I'm going to branch this out and say not just comic books. I'm talking about villains in general because I think we've all seen it, and I don't know if I'm the only one who's sick of it or if everyone's sick of it, but I am sick of Disney. You can count this as a second hot take. Um, I'm sick of Disney giving us movies based on their villains from classic animated movies. Now, Maleficent, yeah, I think that's good. I think the first one's good. I haven't seen the second. I think there's a third one, but I don't know. We were
The
pushing
third
it
one
with the
is in
we
development.
with the third one's in development. Thank you for correcting me. Um, I think we were pushing it a
I
little with
think so.
another movie based off a villain, but I don't remember which one it was. They went far beyond just pushing it with fucking um I forget her name, Cruella. They far beyond pushed it with Cruella Deville. I am not going to see a movie. I've still not seen it, by the way. I'm not going to see a movie about a woman who, in the original film, murdered puppies, wanted to murder puppies to make a luxurious coat. I am not
That's
going to want to
crazy.
see a movie where I sympathize with a woman who murdered puppies, wanted to murder puppies, and possibly did murder puppies to make a luxurious coat out of their fur. I am not going to see it. I will never see it. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with you, Disney, for whoever came up with that. And Disney deserves to be fired.
That's psycho. That's
I'm not
psycho.
one to say that often. I'm not one to say that often. I'm not. But it's disgusting. It very much is. And from what I've been told, apparently she didn't do anything to the dogs in the Cruella movie, which, yay, modern times, we can't do anything to animals, but I don't give a fuck. You can try to excuse it all you want. I'm not going to see that movie. I'm never going to watch that
You
movie.
wanna you wanna talk about people mistreating animals? Watch Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. That movie is gut
I
wrenching.
swear to fucking God, if they do that again with another villain, I'm going to lose my shit.
Hey, that's another good villain to. Well, that's another good. Well, it, it's not good to hurt animals. I can say that right now. But it is good to have a villain who has a psychotic plan as that instead of being sympathetic.
No, yeah, I
If that makes
prefer
sense.
if I were to have a preference, if I were to have a preference, I want an equal amount of villains who are just evil for the sake of fuck you, I'm evil, just as much as I want the same amount of villains who are sympathetic. I don't need to see more of them sympathetic. I need to see an equal balance. Hell, I would like to see
Like,
more of them. I would like to see like a maybe like a 25% sympathetic and 75% unsympathetic. Like
true.
for God's sakes, for God's sakes, No Way Home literally brought back the Goblin and they still tried to cure him, but the motherfucker was so unrelentless that um, Tom Holland's Peter was trying to kill him. He said, "Fuck the cure, I'm killing this man."
Yeah, I think that's a good example of 25% sympathetic and 75% pure evil.
Yeah, it's like almost the perfect example. Like everyone else in the movie in that movie, we saw Lizard, Sandman, fucking
Sandman, Electro,
Electro.
Doc Ock, and Lizard.
Exactly. We saw I was almost about to say Sinister Six. We saw the Furious Five, and
There you go.
I wanna say out of the goodness of my heart, four out of those five deserve to be cured. That Norman Osborn maybe a little less. It's my own personal opinion. You could say whatever you want. I do think that Norman
See,
Osborn. I don't remember when he was taken from, but from in my head, I think he was taken from the moment where he was about to grab MJ. I think
maybe.
because he did say the same line when popping in. He said a very similar line when popping in. I later on in the film. And can the Spider-Man come out to play? It very much reminded me of that scene where he's like on the phone and he very ominously says into the phone the very same line. But
Alright.
all in all, I want to see more evil villains just for the sake of being evil. I
Yeah.
want to see them be bastards.
Well, good thing we. Well, I'm pretty sure Doctor Doom's gonna be sympathetic, so I'm not gonna say Doomsday. But never mind that. You know what? No, I'm gonna count the 2575 thing to Kingpin, cause dude was ruthless in Born Again. Dude was
I do.
ruthless.
I wanna say maybe we shouldn't have made a lot of the Kingpin. Like I do feel bad for Kingpin in some way, but do I think he didn't? Do I think he deserved some of what he got? Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Maybe not his wife dying. I think it's a little too far. I don't think anybody deserves death like that. That was fucking brutal. You literally survived death by a hair and then only to die in the hospital.
Yeah,
Holy fucking shit.
that's nuts. She should have just died right away on that boxing mat. But the fact that she lived just to die again, well, not again, but like that's nuts.
I mean, she narrowly. I mean, we can count like her in the. We can count her in the hospital bed as dead for a moment before she wakes up because she did say some like weird ramblings of like a person who's nearly about to die would say.
Yeah, that's crazy. Alright, okay. You can okay. People on the internet can hate me as much as they want for this, but I feel very strongly about this take. Omni-Man and Debbie should have never gotten back together in the comics, and they shouldn't in the show either. I don't care if it's comic accurate. I really don't care. They should never
Now,
get back together again.
now I haven't gotten to the part where they're fully back together, but I do want to say if they write it correctly, I think there's a way they could make it work. Now, obviously in the show we get a time skip, well not even time skip. We go from how many months was it between they left and they came back? It was 8 months.
What between
I
season
think it
one and two?
was. No. When in season 4 when they went to space and then back. It was like 8 months, right?
Something like that. When in the show, I think it's
I think it was like 6 to 8 months. I don't remember which. But
yeah, I don't know.
I do want to say like them skipping over the breakup of I don't want to say skip, but them briefly mentioning that, oh yeah, Paul and Debbie broke up. That was kind of like a, oh wow, okay, that came out of nowhere. But then
I
again,
like
we also
Paul.
did
They
not
should
get
have
any
never
cuts
broke
to
up.
Earth. We never got a cut to Earth of them, of their turmoil, of their experiences. Now, do I think they should have done that and broke the flow of them being in outer space? Maybe not. But if they could have wrote it in a way where if they wrote a single episode to how they're doing on Earth, I think that would have been good. Like maybe like in between like the episode, maybe in between like an episode of like Mark being unconscious after fighting Conquest, and like when they go to where I don't remember the planet name, where the Coalition of Planets headquarters is. I think they maybe could have put like a brief, maybe like episode of, okay, here's how things are going on Earth, like a small thing. But I'm not the writer. I didn't decide. Oh, hey, let's do this. I do think that maybe we could have gotten more explanation of them breaking up, other than we didn't work together. Our worlds are different. Like, yes, we've gone over this hundreds of times within the last 2 seasons. We had gone over that whole
I'm gonna be,
shtick for 2 seasons.
I'm gonna be honest. Paul and Debbie should just stay together. I really like Paul. Funny thing
I
is,
do
the
too.
first Paul
I
we like.
really wish Paul stuck around more, but
You know what's funny? This is the
I
first
do.
Paul in
I,
in comics that we like.
I do want to say I think Paul, not Paul. I think Nolan and Debbie in their world are what Peter and MJ are to themselves. Like to themselves, Nolan and Debbie are like
Okay.
their own Peter and MJ moments. Which I think that hopefully describes how I think they see each other. Like they're their ride or
Yo,
die.
I was about to say. You saw me shook my head, right? Like literally, I was about to like.
Oh, I just remembered something. I just fucking remembered something related to Paul. Um, for some reason, and this is just unrelated to any. Oh, well, it's sort of unrelated. It's unrelated to the hot takes, but it's just a case of people being fucking dumb. Someone thought, someone decided to put a fucking dumbass theory, which shows the amount of media illiteracy we have. Someone thought that Paul was Mark's real dad because in the
I
comic
did not see
book,
this.
apparently in the comic book, adult Mark has a very similar face shape to Paul, and it's like, no, Paul isn't his dad. Are you kidding me? Either they're A, dumb as fuck, B, rage baiting, or C, all the above. Like, how are you going to tell me that the half Viltrumite Mark is Paul's son, who is a human being? You're fucking with me here. You're fucking with me.
Plot twist: Paul. It is a secret
Yeah,
Viltrumite living on Earth.
Paul secretly fucking the original Emperor's son. The fuck? No. That's so dumb. I'm saying this right here now. That's dumb. That is dumb. That is DUM dumb. You notice how I spelled it wrong?
The
Because it's dumb.
the reason why I say Omni-Man and Debbie should not get back together is because I'm going way back to season one, where Nolan calls Debbie a pet. That is fucked up.
No, it's
If
fucked
my
up.
partner
I
calls
just
me,
really hope that the writing show really conveys that he regrets it. Because so far, it really feels like he does regret it, but his actions are very much showing like I'm gonna do this and then she'll take me back. He's thinking very selfish, which with hopefully some good writing, they'll convey that he isn't selfish anymore.
whether it whether it's fantastic writing or bad writing, I don't care how they do it. They should not get back together no matter what. I don't care
It's gonna
if they do it
happen.
with great
It's gonna
writing.
happen.
I I know it is, and that's what's gonna piss me off because I don't want it to happen at all.
I just really hope that in the show when they do get back together, if they're hanging with Alan, I want them to torture Alan like like Alan and his girlfriend tortured Nolan.
Okay, you know
You know what
what?
I
If they
mean?
do that, you know what? Just for
I
that,
think
I
that'd
will
be
be mad.
funny as hell, like a very good callback. You know what I mean? That'd be funny as hell.
Well, spoiler alert, they kind of do it in the book,
But
in the
yeah,
companion
no,
I
I
have.
I think they do deserve to get back together in some way. They're both equally as fucked up in some way, but I do think that if they write it well, everyone's gonna love it. Maybe not you,
Yeah,
but everyone else.
yeah, I know. I look, whether they do it with fantastic writing or bad writing, it doesn't matter to me. I'm still not gonna like it. But whatever, it is what it is. It's gonna be comic accurate either way, so I really don't care. You ready for this next one? Unless,
I
wait, do you
think I
have
have
anything?
one, yeah. I
Yeah,
think I do
yeah,
have another
go
one, but
ahead.
if you want to do it, if you want to do another one, because I just said two basically throughout my entire rant before yours. I literally gave
Alright.
two, and I'm like, oh damn, I feel bad because I took a second slot.
Now, now you're good. Thrag is a
Uh,
top five comic book television villain.
mm, I don't know much about Thrag, but I need to. I'll say it's debatable.
Not gonna lie, Thrag's monologue reminded me of Thanos. I'm gonna be dead honest. It really reminded me of like Infinity War Thanos
Mm,
giving monologues like a
in
beast.
some way, I feel like saying comparing someone to are we talking about comic book Infinity War Thanos or movie Infinity War Thanos?
Movie
Because
Infinity
one
War.
is
Well,
different
I
than
never
the
read the
other.
comics. I never read Infinity War, the comic, so I don't know
So, in my
that
opinion, I
one.
feel like saying Infinity War Thanos is kind of like he's doing it for a sympathetic cause, which
Well, I
Viltrumites are
mean,
repopulating so they can take over the galaxy is not very sympathetic.
well, it's not the monologue themselves that that remind me of Thanos. It's his voice and his presence, and the way that he
Okay,
delivers his monologue.
that I understand. That I understand.
It really
That makes
reminded me
more
of
sense.
Thanos. Like, oh, okay, so, so so he's the big bad of this season. He's not holding back. He's not pulling any punches. He's here and he's saying what he needs to say.
He's just Ultra
He's,
Instinct Goku.
uh,
Have you ever seen any memes
also,
of Ultra Instinct Goku? That shit's fucking
nah.
cold.
Also, another thing, Lee Pace's voice as Thrag, menacing.
I will say Thrag, as much of a villain as he is, he's got some insane fucking aura. That man made an impact frame of his fucking skull.
I before season 4 came out, I saw a fan cast from Soup saying that John Bernthal should be Thrag, and I first I'm like, okay, cool. I think that could work at first.
I don't think he'd be a
But
good Thrag at all.
but then after hearing Lee Pace and his performance, I'm like, Jesus Christ, this is phenomenal.
Yeah, no. It's I really hope we do see more of like the Viltrumites doing something on Earth. Like I want to see more of it. And I love the memes I keep seeing
My
of like the Viltrumites. Like um I forget his name, but the chunkier one with the one with the bald head and the mustache. He people keep saying he would go on to do television and he's like Steve Harvey.
look,
I forget his name, but he's voiced by
um,
Phil Lamar and I love him so much.
Lucan.
Lucan, yes, yes, I love him. People keep like putting him in memes of like him running the Family Feud, and it's so fucking
Oh,
funny.
in my head, he is definitely not Lucan the Viltrumite. Definitely not. He's Steve Harvey.
He's fucking Steve Harvey, and he's like, I just imagine him on the game show one day. Show me naked grandma. You know what I
My my
mean? Like,
only my only gripe with Thrag in season 4 is that only by a smidge he was holding back in this season. Only by a smidge. Like I want to see him rip someone in half.
he almost did.
Almost. He almost did, but he didn't.
Him
But like
bitch
only
slapping Oliver though
by.
was hilarious.
Oh yeah.
He not only lost his jaw, he lost his arm. Like,
Just
are
by
we
the bitch
kidding
slap.
right now?
Just by the bitch slap. That's
Just
funny.
from a just from a bitch slap, bro. Like, it's crazy.
And then loses his arm.
In times like this, there's one thing that comes to mind. Bitch slap! Oh snap! And that's from
Alright, what's
Dragon
your
Ball Z
hot take?
Abridged.
Damn.
Alright, so my hot take. My hot take. Now this is in relation to like fandoms in general.
Okay.
My hot take is fandoms need to go outside and touch some fucking grass once in a while. Genuine. No, wait. This comes with an explanation.
Shoot.
You're laughing right now, but this comes with an explanation.
Okay.
So I think I remember bringing up the Amazing Digital Circus a couple episodes ago, and how they're
Yeah.
going to release the last two episodes in theater in certain places. And ever since then, the studio, Glitch Productions, they're an indie studio. they have been getting nothing but harassment for all their shit. Oh, Jesus Christ, I got hiccups. They've been receiving nothing but harassment from the fans on all of their projects, except the ones that have already ended. Their their show Amazing Digital Circus has fans that are fucking insane to the point of I think I might have brought this up with you, but I'm going to say it again. They took a 7-year-old clip of two of the voice actors laughing about a of one of them sounding like they said the N word, but when in reality they said nega, Nega, as in negative. They like laughed about it, like
Oh,
it's like, oh my god, I thought you said the other word for a moment there because they were live on stream. And then later, someone
well, I
turned it
mean, to
into
be
a
fair,
joke, putting
it just sound
it
like it
it
at first.
yeah, it's the way they enunciated it for a moment, it did sound like it, but obviously no, they didn't. It was very obvious
Yeah.
that they didn't. But later, um, in the thing they were playing Jackbox Party, and someone decided to take, and it was like the T-shirt thing where like vote, oh, what's the funnier shirt? It was a plain black T-shirt, and it said the word nega, Nega, in white letters on a T-shirt, and I was like, oh, they're like laughing about it again because like obviously like, oh man, we're bringing this up again, but it's fucking hilarious. And at the end of the stream, one of the voice actors says, "Bye, nega." Like, it's like, and it's like, okay, that's a little funny. That's a little funny. It's a little, and people lost their fucking minds over it because it's like, are you serious? Like people are losing their minds. I'm just sitting here like, are we? This is what we're upset about today. Like, like pretend for a moment that this is my phone. I'm like looking at it like, are we fucking serious right now? This is what we're upset about today? Fucking stupid.
That's crazy.
I
That's
actually
crazy
had
as
to turn off
hell.
my phone because it was so fucking stupid.
You actually talk to your phone?
I had to turn off my phone because for like 30 minutes I had to sit there and be like, this is what we're dealing with today. This is the drama we're dealing with.
Damn, that's
And
crazy.
not only that, it's to a point where they're trying to say that they don't care about a show that has ended because they don't make as much merch for it anymore. And it's like this show ended. This show they made, Murder Drones, already ended. Why would they make a shit ton more merch as they're making more shows, as they're trying to hype up new shows? So like it's very insane to see all these people lose their fucking minds. Like they're harassing some of the voice actors, they're harassing the creator Gooseworks. Um, it's insane. They've harassed the creator so much that Gooseworks has said, "Oh yeah, I don't really like their entire like final episode got leaked, and when told about it on Blue Sky, they were like, "Oh, word, it happened? I don't care anymore." They're pretty much doing whatever they fucking want. Like they have
Damn.
lost like the will to give a fuck. That is how fucked up it is. And I don't care what the excuse is. I don't care if like, oh well, they should just fucking do it. No, they don't need to do anything. They're an indie development. They're an indie studio. They're working on this show that as they want to. They're going to put it out as they see fit. They don't need to cater to us. If the creator wants to do something, they will do it. People are, and this has come very prevalent with their new pilot for Game Overs. Game Overs. It's supposed to be like a game of like play on like Game Over and Verse. Game Overs. Because there, it's
Oh,
a. I haven't seen the pilot, but I've seen enough clips to know that it's very good. I do think it's very good. And people are like, "Oh my god, this character is in a swimsuit. It's Gooner material." Do you go to the beach and say that too?
oh
Like real life. Do y'all
my
go to the beach
god.
and say that too? This is like really where I say they need to touch grass. Do y'all go outside, see a woman, and say, huh, "Gooner material, guys"? It's such fucking gooner slop. Are you fucking with me? because they all they see is like a very semi-attractive woman in an animated art style and be like, gooner material, man. All this is gooner slop. Like I'm so sick. This is just becoming me ranting every single time I have a hot take, but you know what? I don't care. This is what I'm gonna do.
Hold on, you
Um,
mean to tell me that fandoms are so bad? Aside from the finale stuff leak,
I'm
you're
I'm
saying that
using they are
whenever they
so
see a
fucking
woman,
they are so touch starved. They are so depraved of the outside world that it seems like they don't understand the concept of a bikini or a swimsuit in general because they saw a bikini in the episode where they're on a beach going into the water to find somebody and they're saying, "Oh my god, look at that gooner slop. Look at that gooner material." It's like this is this is a this is something you wear to the beach. This is something you wear when you go swimming. Do
hell, you can also wear it in the pool.
do
You
you
can wear it
want
on the
her to
beach.
wear do you want her to wear like super heavy fucking clothes in the water like every other fucking universe does?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like, I'm sorry, I'm not really. I'm sorry, not sorry, but if y'all think that a animated woman wearing a bikini is Gooner material, y'all have not gone outside much. Y'all have not spoken to women. Y'all need to lay off pornography and go touch grass. Genuinely. I'm genuinely worried for the sake of not only my generation, but for generations younger than me, if this is what we're doing.
Yeah, y'all need to touch grass if you think a woman in a bikini is air quote gooner material. So that's just crazy.
Like they're almost to the point where they're going to go up to a woman and say, "Why are you dressed in like Gooner material?" And they're gonna be wearing like a fucking regular ass t-shirt. I'm willing to bet that's what's gonna happen in the next few months. We need to do better. I need y'all to look at me when I say this. We need to do better
I
as
can just
a
pick.
generation, as multiple generations. If y'all are older than me, younger than me, I don't care. Y'all need to fucking do better. Y'all need to teach y'all's kids better. If y'all have kids, y'all need to teach y'all's nieces, nephews, cousins, etc. We cannot act like this.
I can just picture in my head someone going up to a woman, and this woman just wearing regular legging pants,
Oh, I'm
just
willing to
looking
bet that's
so
what's gonna
sad.
happen. It hasn't happened yet, but I'm willing to bet it's gonna happen.
Someone goes up to a woman, hey, why are you wearing gooner material? I'm like, and then this is me going, buddy, you're an idiot. I'm gonna punch you in the face. I'm gonna go up to that woman again and apologize.
Like, there's the point of like joking around, like, there's I get the whole point of like joking around like, oh my god, they're such like a fucking milf or whatever the fuck, and it's like, okay, yeah, sure, it's a joke, I don't care. They're not going up to and like actually saying that to somebody, but they're going around online like like being so fucking disgusting about it when it comes to like animated shit, and it genuinely worries me that they act like this in real life. Like, because I know if I was 17 years old, I'm just gonna use 17 as a reference. If I was 17 years old acting like this towards like fictional women, let alone real women, I think I would be ashamed of myself as I at my age today. I think I would be very ashamed of myself if I looked back and remembered this.
You know how Marvel is doing swimsuit specials?
Say that again?
You know how Marvel's doing swimsuit specials? Like brand new
Yeah,
Beach Day
absolutely.
comes out in July. I'm
Yeah,
worried that
I like the swimsuit specials, yes, but obviously there's a point to drawing very nice swimsuits, very nice
no, but
bikinis, etc.
the reason, but wait, the reason why I bring this up because now I'm worried that when fans or fandom or people who just want to read comic books in general, I'm worried that they will see women in their bikinis in the swimsuit special, and be like, oh, they're just a comic to goon. Buddy, it's a
Oh
comic
no,
for
yeah,
entertainment.
there's gonna be people who do that. There's gonna be people who do
It
that.
it's just gonna be a summer special for entertainment. It is not a good material. This is something that you can just enjoy. You just for
Like I
entertainment.
had to I had to inform my friend the other day, like the plastic wrapped books in the Barnes and Noble are not just regular books. Those are like like especially like the Japanese manga, like the ones that are plastic wrapped, do not pick those up if you're like like a normal reader, like because those are plastic wrapped for a reason.
What's crazy? Okay, I promise after this I'm gonna get to my next take. But I still haven't read the Winter Break special, the one that came out in December. Not because now that I'm on summer vacation, I can finally catch up on my reading. I have not read any single one of my comic books since October because I've been so busy with school. Now that I'm on summer vacation, I can catch up on my reading.
Yeah, I've been so busy with studying for my exam coming up. It's crazy.
I'm not joking, but like I recently just took out comics from my Spider-Man box that I have not read at all, and now my comic book pile is even more stacked. And what's crazy is I'm going to my comic shop on Thursday on my birthday to pick up my things. So,
Honestly, I don't know if I'm gonna go get my books this coming. Oh, no, maybe not this Wednesday, but maybe when the Ben 10 comic book comes out, I might just go get all my stuff, and hopefully it's not gonna be a huge chunk like it has been the last few times.
but look, I'm just gonna point this out. And I know you said this multiple times that it's just a woman in a bikini. They just wearing that for when they go to the pool, the beach, or a pool party, whatever. If you get a swimsuit comic, or I'm sorry, a summer swimsuit special comic, whether it's from Marvel or DC or Image even, hell, I want, you know what? I'm gonna say this right now. I want an Invincible swimsuit special comic. I'll say that right
An
now.
Invincible swimsuit special.
Not for gooning, but actually for like entertainment. Like I would read that.
Yeah, in the book, it's gonna
Literally.
have like two versions of Amber in a swimsuit. It's gonna have TV Amber and comic book Amber.
Okay, that I would not read. Like I hate Amber. But yeah, look. Anyway, these are not goonie materials or whatever y'all call them. They are just clothing that women wear when they go to a pool or a beach. That's
And
pretty
and
much all it
sometimes
is.
they and sometimes these women happen to have like your favorite kind of body type. That's about it. It just so happens they have your
Now,
the body type that stimulates the neurons.
okay, I'm gonna bring this up because I have to notice because I'm old enough to know this. If someone is wearing something like lingerie, that's different.
There's
That
a
is
difference. There's
completely
a big
different.
difference between lingerie and a swimsuit.
Exactly. That's something completely different. But anyways, here's another hot take. And I'm so glad I'm about to bring this up because I'm so sick and tired. And I'm so sick of this side plot from the fourth season. Eve being pregnant in the fourth season was a dumb side plot, even in the comics. If she had told Mark the moment she found out before he left to go to space for the Viltrumite War, then maybe it would have served as a purpose by raising the stakes even higher.
Now, I want to say I agree with you to some extent, but I also think that Eve not telling Mark was also like a big character moving moment when she finally did tell him that she had the abortion. I It's very telling that it's a new relationship and that she's I'm not going to say she's still hurting from the whole fact of Rex, but I think Rex being her only real relationship before Mark is a big factor in this, and it's like influencing how she moves into other relationships. I think that's a big tell, and that goes to show like she has some kind of trust issues, as well as her father being in the picture. Which, by the way, her father should have been portrayed more of an asshole than he was in the show. He should have did the stupid remarks like he did in the book.
Honestly, you know what? Omni-Man should have killed him in season one. Let me just say that right
Honestly, if her
now.
parents die,
That
I'm not
dude
gonna
should
be
have
upset.
died. Hold on. Her mom is a sweetheart. I'll say that. It's her dad that's the problem.
But the mom's an enabler. The mom's an enabler, and that's just as bad because she also agreed with the father on things to a point that it obviously hurt Eve because she thought she could trust her mother. If you're gonna enable it, that means you agree with it.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, you know what? Never
If
mind.
you don't agree with it, you need to put your foot down and say, "Hey, no, this isn't right. She's enabling it. Eve's mom is enabling it, and therefore causing it to be a bigger issue than it is." It's very like imagine if he was beaten on Eve and also hit her mom. That'd be even worse if her mom was enabling it. That would be even worse.
Then both of them should die. Jesus.
But you get my point
However,
of me
with
saying
yeah, yeah. Here's the thing about Eve being pregnant in the fourth season, and I'm sick of this side plot. It never should have happened. However, I will say this, and I'm gonna go back to my Omni-Man take because you said something about them, um, because you said something about wanting to explore what's going on Earth during the Viltrumite War. If they were doing a
yeah.
side episode of them being on like the Earth and what was going on in Earth during the Viltrumite War, then maybe I can accept the whole side plot. But no,
But
they did none of that.
I
We just
do
got
with that being said, I understand why they didn't. I get it. I do. But we also have to acknowledge the fact that there is going to be a point where we may not be fully in agreement that what they're doing is correct. But if at the moment they do it, could possibly lead to possibly possibly lead to something better. I think we should trust it for at least for now. I'm not saying blindly trust it. Like say like I have some doubts, but I will go with it. You have to acknowledge that there you have a doubt in your head that this may not end the way you want it to, and whether someone agrees that the doubts are valid or not, that's totally up to them.
but yeah, if she would have, I understand why she didn't tell Mark the first time. I understand. But at the same time, if she would have told him before he left, it would have raised the stakes even higher. But that's just me.
I do think the stakes would have been higher for Mark, but that also probably would have stressed him the fuck out and probably caused him to make more rash decisions than he already did,
Probably,
especially with Conquest. Like imagine
yeah.
Eve
Dude,
telling Mark, "Oh yeah, I'm pregnant," before he goes to leave and fight the Viltrumite War, sees Conquest alive, and then he takes the biggest risk ever and then fucking dies.
well, for
Because
folks who don't
he already
understand
nearly
that
died when
reference,
choking the shit out of him.
well, if y'all want that reference, check out Invincible Season 4, Episode 5. Cause
But
that episode's
it's very
crazy.
interesting. That was, the whole fucking season's crazy. Holy shit.
Wait, was it Episode 5 or Episode 6?
I don't remember. Oh, I also want to say this isn't a hot take, but I want to say to all the artists out there who see this, whoever has been drawing What If Conquest went to Earth as well and became Carl, y'all are fantastic. I love the art. Y'all are amazing. Y'all need to keep doing what y'all are doing because it's so wholesome. It's so sweet. And I remember I sent something to Jonathan a while back. Hold on, let me see if I can find it in our DMs on Discord because I
I don't
remember
think you
losing
did.
my shit. I thought I did. Hold on, let me check because I sent
Oh,
it. I sent
yeah, I
something
seen
to
the
you a
quote,
while
though,
back.
but I didn't.
There it is. There it is. There it
Yeah,
is. Okay, I sent him a screenshot. I sent him a screenshot I cropped, and it's like, quote, Conquest gets a cool fan cannon. When do I get my own, Kirkman? Anissa, you're a rapist.
Oh!
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Is this a Family Guy
I
photo?
love. It's the Family Guy look. It's the weird looking Family Guy one I sent you.
Hang on, I'm going back to it right now. Let me find it.
I love all you guys who make the fan. I know I'm not the fucking creator, but I just want to I want to share my love. I love all of the Grandpa Carl content I see on my For You page on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. It's fantastic. It is so great, and it fuels my hope that we can finally
Oh,
have
here it is.
good fan cannons again.
Conquest got a cool fan cannon. When do I get my own Kirkham and yes, you're a rapist?
You're a
Oh
rapist,
yeah, I've seen
Anissa.
this.
I shared that to you. Yeah, that's fucking hilarious because fuck you, Anissa.
Hey, wait, hold
Anyway,
on. Let me search that up. Actually, hold up. Let me search it up. If she actually does have one,
if she has one, I
Hold-
don't think there's very many. It's probably just one.
Anissa
Like in
fan
my eyes,
cannon.
I, I'm gonna go on to my next hot take. I think anybody who sympathizes or empathizes with Anissa is a dumbass. Especially like if you empathize with post rape Anissa. Like if you empathize with her after she raped Mark and had his child, you are a fucking douchebag.
Well, she doesn't have a fan cannon like Carl, but she does have a lot of fan art. And let's just say that they're very graphic.
Rapey?
There's one video that I kind of closed my eyes on.
I will say this again. I don't care what they do with Anissa. If they're gonna do the rape thing. I'm gonna say this now. They are definitely gonna do the rape thing because
I
I
don't
feel like
want them.
Marky's gonna be an important
I
thing in the
don't want them
future.
to.
I feel like anybody
Name your
who's going to watch
firstborn.
that scene, I'm gonna say this here. I already gave my hot take about like Anissa and thinking she's cool or whatever the fuck. But I'm gonna say this: if you look at the Mark and Anissa rape thing and think, man, I wish I was in Mark's position, no, you are the
Oh
reason why
no.
male. You are the reason why male survivors of rape get made fun of. You probably made fun of victims of rape in high school, in middle school, in college, and today. They are Rape survivors are very serious. It's a very serious matter, both male and female. Obviously, yes, the female rape survivors are more vocal than the male ones. Do the male ones still happen? Yes, they do. Men can get raped by women and men. And if you know someone who has been a victim of this, please give them your support the best you can and give them your love because they will need it.
I don't know why Ben said this a while back. He, I told him I basically gave Ben a spoil, like a spoiler to the comic. He he asked for it, by the way. So it's not like I gave it to him because I wanted it to. I asked him like, dude, are you sure you like Anissa because what she does in the comic is nuts. And then I told him about the rape scene. He goes, okay, he obviously meant this as a joke because he understands how serious it is. But as a joke, he called Anissa's Mark baby mama.
By technicality, he's not wrong, unfortunately, because she did get a baby out of him. I want to say this, a lot of the male victims of rape that have a woman as the rapist who do end up having the baby, they doesn't matter how old the man is, they will try to get child support out of the man. I have heard, I think it's been shown in some TV shows, maybe like a very
Ooh.
small fraction of TV shows and movies, where the male victim of rape is forced to get a job and possibly drop out of school to take care of the child, even though he never intended to have that child. He was forced into having that child, etc. But, it's very much a case of, damn, how could y'all do this to this child? And I think the more stories we see like that, I think the more awareness we need. That's the more awareness that needs to be spread.
I just know that whenever it's time for that scene, I just know it's gonna be uncomfortable. I just know it.
No, I'm gonna be very uncomfortable when it happens. just knowing about it makes me very uncomfortable. That that's another reason why I can't stand watching Special Victims Unit, Law and Order, because
Here's
Law and
the
Order
thing.
Special Victims Unit, a lot of the time they don't get the guy right. They only go for the first person they see, and it's very much a case of I think you did it, so I'm not going to apologize when I'm proven wrong.
Here's the thing. If Eve never existed in the comics and in the show, and if Mark and Anissa were an actual couple, and then they made out and did the deed, sure, I can understand. Oh yeah, Anissa is a baddie, and I would do her. But now
Well,
that Eve is in the picture, and that Anissa is
I
rapist,
do
I'd be
want to
like,
say
hell
this.
no.
Oh, let's say this for example. I do not think Anissa is Mark's type, not in the slightest. And if Mark was single, like let's say that Eve was not in the let's say Mark and Eve were not in a relationship when this happened, when this
Right.
thing happened, it gets close to happening. If Anissa does the same thing and Mark does not reciprocate, that is still rape. It does not matter if you're in a relationship, if you're single,
Oh,
etc.
definitely.
You that is 100% rape. And just because she's hitting on you does not mean you have to reciprocate. If you feel uncomfortable, you can try to disengage. You can try to call for help. If you feel like you are unsafe or unwell, call for help. I'm just giving a lot of advice right
Yeah.
now. I'm
Yeah.
not even a survivor of violence in any way. I'm just
You're
giving
just
advice
giving
because,
advice.
that's the right thing to do.
Yeah. So I guess that was all the Invincible hot takes, but I still got two more hot takes in general. But yeah,
Uh,
by the way, great advice.
I've been practicing on my speeches because a friend of mine is going through therapy right now, and um, I don't know if I mentioned it while recording before, but me and a friend of mine, a different friend of mine, we're working on getting podcast episodes recorded so we can just put them out all on Spotify if we can, because we're supposed to have like a certain amount recorded before we can just start pushing the fucking thing out. And for a few of them, they we recorded during this month of May, as of the time we're
Hmm.
filming this episode, me and Jonathan. And May is Mental Health Awareness Month. So me and him have been
Yeah.
trying to, at the beginning and end of every episode, we've been trying to like say like, hey, since as of we're recording this, it is May, which is Mental Health Awareness Month, and just giving like a typical spiel of like contact people in your local area who can help you with mental health awareness. Speak to a trusted adult, a trusted loved one, etc. Just kind of like any kind of thing we can do to help, even if it's minuscule. Something helps. Something is better than nothing.
Well, you already know what next month is, and people are gonna go nuts. I can already picture it
I
in my head. All the parades already. I'm not even gonna get into it. Anyway, so here's the next hot take. Disney slash Marvel does some things in Daredevil Born Again that are way better than the original Netflix series.
Now, I again, it's been like forever since I've rewatched the original Daredevil show on Netflix. I
Yeah,
don't know
yeah.
if I agree or not with that, so I'll leave that as is.
Well, here's the thing. From my perspective, and I'm sure everyone can agree with me on this. I still prefer Netflix over Born Again. That's always going to be the case. I always prefer Netflix, but I think what they do better that again some things are better than the Netflix show. Some things.
Some
If
things,
you
not
want to
all
talk about
things.
yeah, if you want to talk if you want to talk about the tone of the show, that goes to Netflix all the way. That goes to Netflix completely. But I think what Disney or Marvel does better is the utilization of the theme and in some scenes the actions. in some scenes.
In some things, yeah. A lot of the action, some of the things though are kind of bland and tasteless in a way.
But dude, I think in terms of suits, Marvel slash Disney took the cake. I love the Netflix suits, but Born Again suits, oh my god.
A lot of the early ones are hit or miss. Like I feel like a lot of the early ones are great, and then in the middle of it all, it's kind of like, it's okay. And then now,
Um,
once around the time of like maybe No Way Home, the suits are starting to get a little better as time goes on. Like, sure, now
I
there's
think
a lot more good ones, but there's also some hit or misses still.
I you probably don't remember it because you have stated multiple times that you never seen the Netflix show in a while. But do you remember the first Daredevil suit at the end of Netflix season one?
At the end of Netflix season one,
Mm-hmm. After, after the
I
all black.
remember throughout. I It's been a while, but I think I remember that one.
Hang on, let me send you a photo. Um, oops, Jesus Christ! Come on. Oh, here it is. All right, I'm gonna send it to you right now. Oh, damn it, that's a bad photo. Okay, I'm gonna send you the mask and the suit. Hang on. Sent. So that's Netflix season one.
Let me see this. Oh yeah. Oh my God.
That
I
one
remember
is
thinking
god
to myself
awful.
like this almost. I remember thinking to myself, it looks like a worse, almost a worse version of Ben Affleck's one from the movie.
That suit is god awful. I do not like that
Weirdly
one.
enough, I
Nef-
find the Ben Affleck leather suit to be really good. That one to be kind of like, oh my God.
However, Netflix season two suit was perfect. I loved it. I still do. But I think what was missing in the Netflix show in terms of the suit was was obviously the interlocking bees.
I think what
Obviously.
was missing the most is a lot of things.
And also, I think Disney does it better in terms of the suit with the double D, but also the colors. Like the red in
Oh
season
yeah,
one
no,
is
the
a lot
colors
more
kind of pop
brighter.
out more in the Disney one.
Yeah. Whereas well, Netflix is understandable because Daredevil is meant to be a grounded show and a less colory-ish show. If that makes sense. And I understand
I,
why they
I'd
made
like
the
to see
suit
them bring back
darker.
the double Ds.
I think we're gonna get the same suit we had in Born Again season one, but make the double D's black. I think that's what we're gonna get in season three.
I do think
Oh,
obviously like the ones that are just like the ones where it's like, oh, it's just a bunch of sweat gear, t-shirt over the eyes, etc. Those are like unironically some of the coolest ones.
okay, the Netflix season three suit, the black and well, the all black suit. I love it. And
I
obviously,
remember I remember seeing the clip from Defenders where he takes Jessica's. I think it was a sweater or
Scarf.
jacket. He puts
No, it was
scarf. Thank
scarf.
you. He takes the scarf and he like covers it over his eyes, and then
Not gonna lie, that was
it's
kind of
just so
funny.
fucking cool. I don't know why. It's so fucking cool. And then she like tells him, "You look ridiculous." And then
It's
he
your
comes back
scarf.
with the most. It's yeah. I was about to say he comes back to the most witty remark. It's your scarf.
And I think my favorite part in terms of like something that are better than the Netflix show, it's not just the action and the suits, but the theme. I I
Oh yeah,
understand
no.
people
A
prefer
lot
the
of the
Netflix
themes are
theme.
just so fucking cool.
I understand that in terms of like the opening credits and the theme, they prefer Netflix over Disney. I understand that because Netflix is iconic and it's been around since I don't even know how long, like almost 12 years since we're already in 2026. But dude, the church choir of the Netflix theme, perfect. I love it. And the theme being utilized in the fight scene.
Oh
Netflix
yeah,
never
I
done
love
that.
when I've always been a big fan of when a show can incorporate the Ben 10 theme. I'm sorry, not Ben 10 theme. I'm thinking Ben 10 as an example. I love when a show can incorporate their theme into a fight scene because it's so fucking cool.
That's my that's my favorite thing of a show, definitely, dude.
Kind of like Power Rangers does it a lot. And it's a big reason why I love Power Rangers so much because they not only know they have a kick-ass theme for their shows, they use the theme in the
Mm.
fight towards the end of the episode.
Oh yeah, cool. I guess that's it for hot takes. Agree or disagree?
I think I, I think I'm all hot taked out.
All right. Okay, so for those who don't understand how agree or disagree works, since we haven't done it in a while, thumbs up if you agree, thumbs down if you don't. Invincible. Like, okay, so we already discussed this. We're gonna discuss it again because it's in the agree or disagree. Invincible, Invincible should not do the initial scene at all. I understand why they have to do it, but still, though, I don't want to see it.
Hmm.
I under, I understand why they're gonna need to do the scene because what you said. But again, I just don't want to see it. They should not do the scene. And again, that's just me.
I don't know. I don't know where to stand on this.
The rape scene. Invincible should not do it. The show. They should not do the rape scene. That's my agree or disagree statement. And so I'm putting my
Oh wait.
thumbs up because I'm saying I
Could you
agree
say
with this statement and that I
no? I mean, like, could you say it one more time? You said Invincible should not be what?
Invincible, the show, should not do the initial scene at all.
I disagree. I feel like they should do it,
I
but for the not for the
alright,
sake of
that's
like, not for the sake of like, I think it would be funny or anything like that.
oh god
I
no.
think if I think what they could do is if they do it, they need to show Mark as an actual victim of assault. Obviously, they can't do the whole court system thing because the I was about to say the American the Earth court systems do not apply towards Viltrumites or aliens. What the fuck are you gonna do? What but what I think should be done is Mark goes through it, obviously. Um, he is traumatized. He speaks with Eve. I don't remember how it goes in the book, but I know he speaks to Eve and Nolan about it at some point. But I think if they haven't done it already, They should utilize that the show. Obviously, the show is doing its own thing. It's adding stuff. I think they should add a scene, like maybe a couple scenes of him speaking to a therapist about the whole thing. Possibly,
Yeah,
possibly seeing a doctor, because like maybe one of the doctors for that help the Guardians of the Globe, because we don't know what kind of STDs Viltrum might have. We don't know if they have any,
true.
but I think we should add the a very healthy support system for Mark when that scene finally does come around. Because when it happens, it's gonna be a very, very jarring moment for some people who are not used to this in their superhero shows. And I think it would be a good idea to have this because then it'll show like men can be victims as well. Obviously, no shit. I literally mentioned this earlier. We have like shows where male victims are children and they have to somehow pay the child support. But you get the point.
Oh wait, I skipped a hot take. I just realized that.
Oh, I'm telling on you.
Hey, yeah, Mister, yeah, he said that you could tell on me. But now I skipped the hot take. But yeah, I mean, if they do it, they should do it the way that feels right and necessary. And I get it. But dude, if they do it, I have a feeling they're gonna do the rape thing as a finale. They're gonna leave that for a finale thing. I have a feeling. That's definitely gonna be a finale thing, dude. I'm telling you.
I don't know if it should be a finale
And
thing, but I do think it should be a thing.
here's my last hot take that I totally skipped. After watching Daredevil Born Again, Karen Page continues to be my favorite female character of all time. And
Okay.
and by favorite female and by favorite female character of all time, I want to be very specific. I mean this in the television wise. I don't mean like of all time generally. Because we still got Black Cat, we still got Mary Jane, we still got Gwen Stacy, who's in the conversation. We got Adam Eve. We got all these wonderful characters. But like in terms of like the live action or this goes for animation as well actually. For television shows. Um, Karen Page is my favorite female character of all time. Period. When it comes to television, like
I
her
can see where you're coming
story,
from on that.
the way that she's written her relationship with Foggy, Matt, Fist. I'm not gonna count Vanessa because I don't think she had like a sort of relationship with Vanessa, or they've even interacted. I don't think so. But I'm gonna leave Vanessa out of the conversation. But like her relationship with Matt, Foggy, Ben Urich, I think her story is so special, and it'll just continue to grow from here. My only gripe is that, and I'm guessing this is more of a nitpick because of the overhaul that happened with Born Again. They should have like showed us a scene of Matt and Karen and Foggy being lawyers, all all of them together as Nelson Murdoch and Page. Because last
Hmm.
time we saw something like that was in Daredevil season 2, back on Netflix. And that's it. But yeah, other than that, I think Karen is fantastic. She's an amazing love interest to Matt. Like Electra. I hate her ass so much. I hate her so
Again,
much, man.
again, I get you. I get where you're coming from with all that.
And also, I'm a ladies man, so there's that.
I want to say maybe Elektra is kind of like, kind of. I want to say Elektra is the Talia al Ghul to Daredevil's Batman.
In the shows, I can agree maybe in the shows, but I don't know what Elektra is like in the comics because maybe she's different in the comics. So I don't know what Elektra
I
is
think in the
like in the
show,
comics.
like if we're talking about the show, then yeah, I definitely think that.
The only thing I know about Elektra in the comics is that she's Daredevil. That's all I know. She
That's right,
becomes
she is
Lady
still
Daredevil
Daredevil,
and
huh?
then she picks up. Yeah. Which, by the
I
way,
think that's cool.
badass suit. Yeah, that's a pretty cool suit, by the way. If y'all don't know what I'm referencing, go ahead and pick up Daredevil Hell. I think it's called Daredevil Unleashed Hell or Daredevil Hell Unleashed. One of those two titles. And it's
I've heard
Elektra
of it. I don't remember.
fighting, and it's Elektra fighting Lady Muse. Oh, which, by the way, which is what Heather is right now. So there's that. Um, Eve should have never been so here's my next agree or disagree. Eve should have never been pregnant in season 4 of Invincible.
I disagree.
Again, I
You
understand why they
obviously
did
heard
it,
me
but
disagree
still felt
earlier, but
unnecessary.
you obviously heard how I felt earlier. Like they probably should have had
Yeah,
an episode in between to really show the turmoil going on within her. But that's already said and
yeah.
done. The season's already over. We're obviously not going to get that. But
Although,
if they were to do like an Adam Eve special again, like a special of like, oh, here's her turmoil of her being pregnant and her getting over the abortion, which she's probably still not over, as we saw in the episodes.
yeah, in the finale. Okay, this is not supposed to be funny because this is a side effect of a pregnancy. But I'm saying that a lot of people, well, this wasn't now. This was like back when the finale was coming out. I saw a lot of people on Twitter calling, like saying that Eve, like Eve being sick is like, oh yeah, I would do her. I'm like, dude,
She's grieving.
it's
But anyway, my thing is, I want to say people who drew Eve fatter than she is, y'all just don't like women. Y'all just don't like women.
what, and also this isn't really a complaint. This is more of me noticing she's less thick in the show than she is in the book.
Yeah,
And this is not me complaining. This is not me complaining. This is just what I
no,
noticed.
I'm agreeing with you. Yeah, that's pretty much what happened. I don't know the full story of why they made her look less. Uh, I don't want to say fat, less
Thick.
chunky than she is in the book. I don't know why. But if they ever come
I
out
would
with a
say
reason
thick. I
why,
would
I
say
will
thick.
listen to it thoroughly and I will try to understand it. But if it comes out sounding a little shallow, I'll call it out. Because if it sounds a little shallow, I'm gonna call it out. I don't like shallow shit. Fuck that. But I also want to say, like, the whole Eve being chubby slash fat, chunky, whatever the fuck you want to call her, they did not need to. These people did not need to draw, not even draw. They used AI to make her fatter. They did not even draw her fatter. They used AI to make her bigger than she is, just to make fun of her. I know it's a
That
fictional
is
character.
insane.
I know it's a fictional character. But imagine
Oh,
someone did that to you.
although here's my question, and it's just me being curious because I haven't read the entire story of Invincible because I only have Compendium 2. Does the thickness go down in the book? I'm just asking. I'm very curious.
I don't remember. I don't
Or
remember.
is the thick, or is the,
I would
never
need
mind.
to I would
I'll
need to
figure it
read
out.
further. I'll need to read further, but as of right now, I do not know. I cannot give you a definitive answer.
Like obviously, I know it's not permanent, but like I'm wondering how the process goes.
But I do want to say, if you are in Mark's position and you see Eve like that when you come back, and you do not have the same reaction that Mark does, and say like the only thing I notice is how much I miss you, you're not loving somebody right. You are not
Yeah,
loving somebody right if that is not your first reaction upon seeing your partner, your spouse, etc. I know if I were Mark in that situation, I would be the exact same way. In my opinion, I think that coming back to her, I don't care what somebody looks like before I do something. And what matters to me is if you are still the same person at the end of the day when I come back. Like
true.
that is like the most important thing.
Alright, here's the next agree or disagree. Amber is a bad character. I
Well,
hate her
I'll
ass
agree.
so much.
Now again, are we talking show Amber or comic Amber?
Show.
All right, so I'll agree with you on season 1 Amber. Season 2 Amber mellowed out a little. She seems chill. Last time we saw her, she seemed all right. I
Yeah.
think they learned their lesson from writing her as a bit of a douche, and obviously I think I like her better for it. And
You know
it very
what I
much
just
it
realized?
very much shows that they grew as writers.
True. You know what I just realized? There's a scene in the book that isn't in the show. I'm guessing they never did it, or maybe they did and they cut it out. I don't know. But Amber got with a new boyfriend,
Oh, the abusive
and
boyfriend.
yeah, and then she gets punched in the face.
No, they never did it. They never adapted that in the show.
That's crazy.
Which, I can understand not wanting to adapt every single little thing that comes into the book into a show or movie. But, that would probably show Mark as like really teetering off the edge, having him in the blue suit just threatening to kill somebody for laying their hands on someone he cares about. Because despite their breakup, her and Mark still care about each other.
Oh yeah, definitely. Um, no. Okay. This is the last agree or disagree for Invincible, and then we still got more statements, but the rest of them are just Marvel stuff. Invincible season 2 is an okay season. I'm gonna be honest, the first half of season 2 is amazing, but then it fell off a little bit within the second half.
I want to disagree. I really thoroughly enjoyed season 2 a lot. I I remember when the season came out and there was the Angstrom episode where he's trying to threaten Mark's family and he comes in swinging a Fortnite gun to kick Angstrom's ass.
Yeah. Okay, that
I
was
got
funny.
so
I'll say that.
fucking that shit got me dead. That shit had me dead for like an hour. Like, and I want to say this. Me and my friends were playing Fortnite. I was dead. I was actually playing Fortnite with my friends. I was dead, just waiting for them to grab my card, and they missed it. And I was like, "Fuck it, whatever. I'm just gonna go on Twitter." And I'm scrolling. I'm like, "They put a Fortnite gun in Invincible." They're like, "Huh?" So I sent them both. I sent them in our group chat that we have
Hmm.
currently. It was the post. And they're like, "No fucking way. That's an actual skin in the game." And my buddy actually had it. He even pulled it up in his locker once we went back to the lobby. And I was like, he sent me a screenshot. I'm like, yeah, that's the same fucking skin.
That's funny.
We thought that was so funny because Invincible was just about to drop. Like I think it was either it already had dropped or it was about to drop. We found that hilarious.
But yeah, I thought season 2 was like a 7 out of 10. It wasn't bad at all, but it wasn't a perfect season either.
Oh, none of the seasons are perfect. Each of them have their flaws. And I'm willing to
Well,
guarantee we're going to see more flaws as we go along.
You are right about the flaws, but I think season 1 and 3 are near perfect. Near. I'm not saying they are. I'm saying near.
A
Seasons
lot
one
of
and
people would
three.
disagree with you, but I do think that you are right in some capacity.
The I think season 4 has more flaws than 3, but 2 has a lot more flaws than 4. I'll say that right now.
Each of them
And then
have
they
their own
have one
flaws.
entire
I'll,
yeah. Although I will say this too, I think
but
season 4 has only one whole episode of just flaws, but that's pretty much it.
I don't know. I do think that there are flaws in each season, but honestly, if you don't find many flaws in them, that's okay. I mean, that means you just really like it.
I'm hearing a lot of, well, there was when season 2 came out. I don't know about now, but I kept seeing people complaining a lot about the animation of season 2, and I was like, it's not
Yeah,
bad.
and the weird part is not all of the animation is awful, and it's like I want you to try to animate. I want you to be part of this fucking budget, trying to animate the guy flying in a very unique way. They all fucking float, especially when fucking Immortal was floating back to Earth. What the fuck do you want him to do when he's been dejected? You want him to like do a very cinematic push off? No, he's just gonna saunter off like. Of course, he's gonna saunter like that. That's like me complaining that the Lego movies don't have enough arm bendy action for a Lego man. Look at these fucking guys. You think they have enough articulation to do that? No, they don't. That's why the video games work the way they do.
Yeah, crazy. Alright, that was the last Invincible agree or disagree. Now, these are all Daredevil related, I think. Okay, never mind. There's one, two, three Daredevil related. One Avengers. No, I'm sorry. There's four Daredevil related. One Avengers related, and one that's about comics in general. All right, you ready for this
All
one?
right.
And I swear to God, if this turns out to be Elektra, and if she comes back, I'm gonna be so fucking mad. Karen Page should be Lady Daredevil in Daredevil Born Again season 3. I'm
Okay.
gonna say agree on this one because I really wanted to see her don the suit.
I do think the idea of it would be pretty interesting, so I'll agree. But if they happen to bring Elektra back just to do a Daredevil, I won't be
I'm gonna
as
be
mad.
so freaking mad. I'm not. I'm gonna be so
I won't
pissed
be
if
as,
that
I won't be
happens
mad. I won't be mad like you. I'll just be very confused. I
because
think that's
as of
gonna be my
right
thing. I'm
now,
gonna be
she's supposed.
confused more than I would be angry.
I'm gonna be confused and angry because she's supposed to be dead right now. Because she died in Defenders. So okay, so here's another one that I think we can agree with. And I want to see her again so bad. After being mentioned in season 2, Sister Maggie from season 3 of the Netflix show should return in Born Again season 3. For a bit of a recap, Sister Maggie is Mac's mom,
Hmm.
and she took Father Ransom's place after he got murdered by Bullseye.
I don't know. I'm thinking about it, and it's like I don't know. I'd like to see a
She
lot
was
more come out of
mentioned.
Daredevil than I do.
She was mentioned in season. I forgot what episode, but she was mentioned when Bullseye was at the church, and then I'm guessing he was some type of student there or something. But I know he wasn't a priest of some sort. But he did say that her sister Maggie was on a sabbatical year in Rome.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's fine if you don't remember, but I would love to hear it again. Okay, this is where I think people are gonna hate me for this one. The main theme for Daredevil Born Again is better than the Netflix theme.
I disagree. I think they're both pretty equal.
You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna say the same too. But dude, I'm telling you, I listened to the Born Again theme way more than Netflix. Doesn't mean Netflix is bad.
Oh yeah, I
It's
know.
still fantastic. I mean,
Like
John
there's obvious
Toscano
cases of like,
did a
oh,
great job.
this show has a great opening, and so does this one, but I like this one more than I do that one. It's not a case of, oh, I think this one is bad and this one's the greatest of all
Yeah,
time. It's just you have a preference, but you still like the other one.
yeah.
It very like
Oh
people
wait,
who do
speaking.
that thing of like, I'm sorry, no.
No, go ahead. I interrupted you.
So what I was gonna say is people who do that thing of like, oh, I really love bananas. So would you hate apples? No, that's not what I said at all. I said I like this. I didn't say anything about that
Yeah,
one at all. People who immediately do like the thing of like, oh, so you don't like blank? They are very, very annoying. Like, like I've been playing Lego Batman: Legacy of the Dark Knight. I just streamed it. You're aware of this. I streamed it live the other day,
yeah,
and if I were to say, oh man, I like Lego Batman a lot. I think this one's a great one, but I think I prefer Lego Batman 3 more. So what, you think Legacy of the Dark Knight's trash? It's not what I said at all. I said I think I prefer Lego Batman 3. That doesn't mean I think Legacy of the Dark Knight's bad. It's like if someone, you know what I mean? Like it's like if I were to say that and then
yeah,
someone thinks I'm being fucking rude. But yeah, no, I do think they're both pretty. I think both of those openings are very equal, but I understand your footing when it comes to that.
yeah. All right, here's the next one. And again, this statement could change after seeing the movie because again, we know nothing about this. Avengers Doomsday will be a messy film, but still be fantastic. I
In
think
terms of
because
messy,
of what we,
do you mean like in terms of the execution?
I think because of what we know so far about the movie, we're thinking, oh, they're just gonna bring everyone in just for a cameo fest, for like a 2.5 hour cameo fest. I think that's what people are expecting with
That's what
Doomsday.
everyone thinks it is so far. But judging from that
And guess
trailer of
what? I,
Cyclops just I think it's gonna be something else
I'm gonna
entirely.
admit something here. I, I, I'm gonna admit something right now. I'm one of those people who think it's just gonna be a cameo fest. However, my opinion can change once I see the film. My opinion can change. But for right now, I'm one of those
I
people who think,
th
oh, they're just gonna be a cameo fest.
Now, I think what might change your mind, and you can correct me if I am wrong. I think what might change your mind
Mm,
to thinking this isn't just going to be some big cameo fest is if they show another trailer with some context of what's going to happen in the film, but not full like spoiler territory of like, all
yeah,
right, so this is going to be like the a piece of the third act in the trailer. Like, obviously that would be bad. But if they show you a little more context of what's going to happen, that would probably change your mind on everything.
yeah, definitely, and and I agree. But because we barely know anything, the only thing we know is that the only thing we know is that RDJ's playing Doom. We already got 4 teasers of Doomsday, and we are getting this whole news thing about, I don't know, Civil War being connected to Doomsday, a rivalry from Phase 3 being connected to Doomsday, all of this stuff. And now I'm thinking, what is this movie about? This movie's gonna be messy because of what we're hearing so far. Now our opinions can change once we see the film or get a trailer that has context to what's happening. So yeah. So for now, I'm gonna say agree. So
Wait, sorry,
again, I
what?
do want to keep this. So my opinion. So for right now, I'm just gonna say I agree with this statement because we know nothing so far about this movie. We only gotten four teasers, an Avengers A poster like we always do, and that's it. That's all we know. Just the four teasers, a poster, and some news articles, but that's pretty much it. But again, my opinion can change
Yeah, opinions can always
when we see
change.
the film. Yeah. All right, here's the next one, and I think you're gonna agree with me here. Comic trades, as in graphic novels, and omnibuses, regardless of being reprinted or not, should be cheaper than what the regular prices are. I agree with the statement wholeheartedly.
I think a lot of things should be cheaper nowadays. Like, I can't find a good trade paperback of Miles Morales without it being like $50. And that's astronomically bad. Like, I understand like the money goes to like the money to the proceedings go to like the artists, the writers, the inkers, etc. But do we really need to charge this much for a trade paperback
Here's the thing,
in a fucking graphic novel?
you don't know what the cheapest omnibus I've ever found on Amazon? Daredevil
One,
by Chip Zdarsky, Volume 1. Guess how much it was?
Jesus,
It sounds expensive, but it's cheap. Guess how much?
$20.
55. But get this, that's
55
cheap.
is still a lot though.
It's still a lot, but compared to the
We
Black
can
Cat
we can
omnibus,
we can
that
say
I think
55 is cheap for the prices that they are right now. Sure, but back when I was like
oh dude.
15, trade paperbacks were like 10 years ago, trades were like 25 to $30, if that at all.
Actually they've gone cheaper now. The trades I'm getting, they're like $17.
And comic books weren't even
17
that
20.
expensive back when I was a kid. I'm gonna use the fucking back in my day speech, aren't I? God damn it. Becoming
Go
old.
ahead.
But
You got
back
it.
when I was like really young, I remember comic books costing like maybe $3, a little less than that, maybe like $2 a book. It's just there was a lot to collect. My dad would take me all the time to
Now
his buddy's comic shop. That he was really good friends with the comic shop owner down here before he moved and closed down shop. But he would sell books at, like the books prices were like $2 at most for like a comic book, and it was very very cool. It was a cool time to be alive because comics were
yeah.
cheap and we didn't have to worry about nothing else. But now comics are like $4 to $5 a book, and it's like
Actually, you know what?
it's crazy.
In stores, they're cheap. They're a bit expensive. But have you ever been to mycomicshop.com?
I've heard of it, yeah, but I tried to shop local first.
Dude, guess how much a single comic is? Just one issue. Guess how much?
Well, like $3.
Like 2.59.
Jesus, it's not bad.
It's the
Ain't bad at
shipping
all.
that's expensive, depending where you are. It's just shipping that's expensive, but like the book
No, yeah,
themselves,
I
like
had a
they're not,
figured like
not that
shipping is
bad.
probably the killer for a lot of things.
Okay, but wait, though, compared to the Black Hat Omnibus and Daredevil, you guess how much Black Hat is? The Jen McKay Omnibus on Amazon. Guess how much?
I don't think I want to know. But tell me.
Okay, so back in November, it was like 50 something. Now, almost 230.
Jesus,
Dude, it got so bad,
that's
I had
insane.
to download Whatnot and find the damn thing. And I sent you a screenshot.
Ooh, whatnot? I'm so sorry.
It got that bad. I had to go to Whatnot, and then the cheapest one I found was 120. And by 120, I mean like 120.
I'm so sorry. Whatnot is probably not the best place to go looking.
It was that bad. And then I go on eBay, and then the cheapest I find is like 165. I'm like, huh? Because all the omnibuses on eBay, the black hat one, is like 265, like almost 300. I'm like, what the hell? Like it's nuts. All right, here's the last agree or disagree for the day. And I mean, so yeah, I agree that the comic trade and the omnibuses should be cheaper.
Yeah.
Plus, what's crazy is that my mom's making me choose between my comics at the locals or the omnibuses online, and I'm like, yeah, I can't pick. I want to get both. She's like, no, you have to pick one because I'm giving you $100 for your birthday. So yeah, I agree that things should be cheaper. Oh, also another thing, a She-Hulk omnibus is like $50, by the way.
Really?
She-Hulk, She-Hulk.
That's a She-Hulk omnibus is $50.
Well, between 30 or 50 around there.
No, honestly, I kind of expected more.
But that's only on Amazon though. I don't know how much it is on eBay. All right, one last agree or disagree. Karen Page is the best. Well, no, I'm sorry. Is one of the best written female characters in all of television, like
I think
television
I
in general.
agree. I think I agree. There was a lot of people who were questioning how she could take down that ATF guy or ATVF guy, and it's like y'all were watching the show with your eyes closed. How the fuck did you? How did you not see that she's been training for this fucking moment? Y'all are fucking stupid.
Yeah. Which, by the way, which is why I keep saying I want her to be Lady Daredevil because clearly, because of her training, she can fight. So, because of her training, she can fight. Well, that was it for hot takes and agree or disagree. We're not gonna. Do you want to like do half the news, or do you want to just go straight to the Invincible review?
Wait, say that again. I'm sorry.
Do you want to do half the news, or do you want to go straight into the review?
Let's go for the. Let's do the review.
No, right? Because we got some big guns for news that I think we should save for last. All right, so here's my review. Invincible continues to be one of the greatest superhero comic book television series of all time, and season 4 still continues to prove that. Sure, this season has its hit or miss, but still continues to be a good season. The original Hell storyline episode was a bit boring. The action was incredible and for more and far more brutal and bloody than the last season. I thought the finale, while still being a good episode, was slow. The Rag was by far the highlight of the season. Lee Pace did a tremendous job voicing him. He kind of reminded me of Thanos in terms of voice and tone he brings to Thrag. Whenever Thrag would give a monologue, it would feel like I'm listening to one of Thanos' monologues from either Infinity War or Endgame. The action was so brutal, especially that one scene that was so insanely gruesome from episode 5 with Conquest. I wanted to throw up so bad. Overall, I give this season an 8.5 out of 10. Season 3 is still better though, but still a fantastic season.
Okay. So I didn't write anything down because I'm just gonna fucking say it off the dome.
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
feel like season four. I feel like season four of Invincible. This from start to finish, it was a roller coaster of a ride, and it had its good moments, and obviously it had some of its downs. I feel
Mhm.
like where people thought it suffered most, it succeeded in the other in its very good parts the best. So from like going from the top to bottom, I do think that starting off with Mark feeling a little depressed after the whole,
Conquest thing in
conquest
season 3.
conquest fight. He's in a fucking arm cast. He's dealing with the aftermath of it all. Seeing um I forgot his younger brother's name, weirdly enough.
Oliver.
Oliver. Oliver, yeah. Seeing Oliver
Which, by the way, hold on.
grow up.
I want to say something. I want to say something about Oliver. Dude was such a dumbass when he thought that he could just go to Thrag by himself.
He's a teenager. He's a teenager. He's gonna be a little stupid. I think seeing that Oliver grew up also kind of hit me a little like, oh man, some time really has passed for them since Conquest was a thing. And
Yeah.
it was very interesting to see Mark's new take on life. Damn near killing Dinosaur Man. I forget his name. I just call him Dinosaur Man because he's cool.
Dinosaur.
Him nearly killing Dinosaur Man. I'm gonna call him Dinosaur Man. I don't care.
Mm.
He was
No,
really.
wait. He killed the Sacred guy, not the dinosaur guy.
No, no,
He
no. I
almost
said
killed
nearly
him.
killing. Nearly killing.
Oh,
Him
I
nearly
don't have
killing
his name
Dinosaur
down.
Man was very much a point where it's like, oh, he's starting to question his morals here. What's going on here?
Yeah.
And only for him then to later on, after a grueling fight against the Sequids, kill the astronaut without waiting for Bulletproof the Fraud to show up and help. Bulletproof the Fraud taking
Which,
forever to
by the
fucking fly to
way,
Mark.
when Invincible killed the dude, his blood sprayed like it was just like 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 it was dust.
It was
Like
very interesting to
like freaking
see
like spray paint.
Mark
It was
just
like
go
very spray
fucking
paint.
kind of like he didn't wait. He put that man to sleep.
Permanently.
And then I also really find it interesting how in the next coming episode we have the reinvasion of the Flaxons, which I didn't see enough of them in season one or anything, but seeing them come back was like, oh fuck, not these guys again. They're kidnapping people for slaves in their camps on their planet. Then Robot and Monster Girl going into the portal only to be trapped there was something I did not expect for some reason. I had a feeling that it might happen, but I guess my brain didn't want to connect the dots, especially after them
Let's be
having a heart to
real.
heart like they did after the Sequid fight.
Let's be real. The next time we're gonna see them, they're gonna be full grown adults.
I hope so, but it was very very interesting to see because I robots always been known to follow orders, at least to some extent.
Yeah,
90% of the time he follows orders to the letter. But this time he didn't do that. He didn't listen to the variables that said, "Oh, it'd be smarter just to do this." He stuck to his robot guns, and so did Monster Girl, because that is her ride or die, it seems.
yeah. Which,
And
by the
it's
way, Brit is a dumbass.
who is?
Brit, whatever his name is.
Oh, Rudy.
No, Brit.
Oh
That's
wait, are you
the
talking about the? Are you talking about the Britishman?
yeah him. The one who was the new leader
Oh,
of
I
the
don't like
Guardians
him.
of the
I don't like
Globe.
him at all. It just something about him rubs
He
me
was
the
an
wrong
idiot.
way.
He was a dumbass.
Yeah. And then seeing that the original Hell episode was very interesting as well. I love the fact I'm not, I look like I'm reading off of something, but I'm not. I love the fact that fucking I loved the fights in that episode. That was very interesting for the fights we did see. I really wanted to see Mark fight that giant monster, but for the sake of budget, I guess I'm happy it didn't happen. I guess, but I do think that the fight between what was her name again?
Volcanica.
Volcanica, thank you. The fights between Mark and the other Hell Demons versus Volcanica were very interesting to a degree of dear God, were the fights so sick. And I also want to point out, I really love the instant that Mark gets summoned down to hell, he tries to take out Satan, who is voiced by the impeccable Bruce Campbell.
The only
Love you, Bruce
funny and
Campbell.
good thing about that, the only funny and good thing about that episode is the joke where Mark tries to like choke him out and kill him, just for him to go, "That's foreplay in my kind."
That's foreplay for us demons here.
And I was
And
like, "What the hell?"
I that's a very good line to give Bruce Campbell.
That was very funny though.
I thought it was hilarious to hear him say that as a Satan character, which he's known for playing a character who fights demons, otherwise known as Ash Williams from Evil Dead and Army of Darkness and Ash versus Evil Dead, etc.
Yeah.
I loved that. It was amazing. He was a great talent to have on the show in that regard. It looks it I hope that if they do decide to bring him back, it's for like a future original episode where like the spawns of hell or whatever the fuck they are try to take over the planet.
Uh,
When
did
when Nolan came back to Earth, though, after Mark got a new suit quotes, it felt very jarring at first. I'm skipping over the
That's the
whole
only
like
comic accurate thing to come out of
stone.
that
I'm skipping
episode.
the whole Stone Man thing because I don't I don't really care about the Stone Man arc. Uh, I know it's gonna lead to another fucking huge fight with the Dragon Man again, and possibly Machine Head, etc. But it's just gonna end up being the same thing again, like we had in season one, maybe, except with a lot better characters than fucking Molten Dude and Stretchy Stomach.
Machine Head is
But
hilarious. I want to see more of it.
I love Machine Head so much. I wish we got an entire episode just of him talking.
The auto tune is still what cracks me up to this day.
I would kill to have an entire episode of um Machine Head. I would I kill for an entire episode of Invincible narrated by Machine Head. Not even kidding.
I know where
But
your family lives.
I know where your family lives. Anyway, um, when Nolan came back, it was very interesting to see, especially since that entire episode, Eve is trying to tell Mark what's on her mind because her powers have been failing these last few episodes. She finally figures it out after a night using a pregnancy test in the bathroom. She's trying to tell him
Yeah.
about this entire episode, and it's not working. It's just she can't get the words out because it's just that she has that issue where she wants to trust him, but it seems like she can't in the same regard, but also wants to trust him to go out there without any burdens on Earth to make any reckless mistakes and possibly die because, as we've seen, any reckless mistakes can lead to failure or him possibly dying. He's made reckless decisions before and nearly died in the process.
You want to talk about
And
reckless behavior? Him choking out Conquest, and then Conquest literally ripping out his guts.
I was actually gonna get to that. You're getting ahead of me here. Ooh, but
Oh, sorry, I still can't get that scene out of my head. It's so disgusting, and it makes me want to throw up.
yeah, but I love the whole episode of like gathering the people together, like Tech Jacket, Space Racer, and everyone who was on Earth. Everyone who was on Earth.
Yeah.
It was very interesting, and I did. I'm pretty sure everyone also noticed this. It's not like a huge secret that it happened, but Nolan was so obviously trying to avoid Oliver after the whole
Yeah, it
after that
wasn't
whole
even a
thing.
secret.
But it
Okay, I'm
felt
seeing
very
a lot of this.
disingenuous.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of this, and I want it to happen, but I highly doubt it though because of what Oliver said to Nolan about the lobster or whatever. But Oliver and Tech Jacket, or Zoe, I guess, they would make a great couple.
Oh, everyone's saying it.
But nah, we got we got Oliver getting turned on just by a freaking lobster or whatever it was.
I do want to say that the fucking was very weird to have Nolan endure. Getting all the supplies to take on the Viltrumites was very, very, very interesting, especially when Thetis revealed that had an upgraded version of the virus that nearly wiped
That
out
terrified
all of
me.
Viltrum. That was a
That
very
terrified me.
haunting thing to see. It was a
I think
haunting
what's
to an
more,
extent of, oh my lord. Now, I know that Mark is half human, but his the Viltrumite in him is so powerful, he's basically almost a full Viltrumite.
yeah.
So, like, if we're gonna be realistic, if the Viltrumite blood is this powerful, as he said, he's not technically a half Viltrumite. He is a three-quarter Viltrumite, if
So
it's that
like almost
powerful.
pure.
Like, let's like maybe like if we're gonna say it's that powerful, maybe he's like maybe an 80% Viltrumite rather than a 50% Viltrumite.
That's crazy.
Like that's how powerful the blood is in his system. But
I'm gonna spoil something here because I think you already saw this comic panel everywhere, but tell me if you haven't. Have you seen Mark being in like a gurney with a big ass mask over him
a
and his
what?
dragon Cecil watching over him?
No, I don't think I've seen that.
Oh, okay, never mind. No, I was gonna say something, but never mind. I
Yeah,
don't
don't
want to
spoil
spoil it.
nothing for me. Anyway, but
But yeah, I
it
think
was very very intriguing.
well, knowing that the virus is still out there is haunting. You know what really haunted me the most this season is that you have a planet that has a planet ring where that ring is made out of bodies.
Yeah, when that episode played and we saw the backstory of that virus happen, and it showed them just pulling the Viltrumites out to space and forming a ring around Viltrum out of the bodies, I remember thinking to myself, like, there is no way they aren't using this as some sort of hiding tactic to destroy any incoming ships that go to their planet. And lo and behold, not even a few
They
episodes
did.
later, they did. It was very like a very like, oh man, I was right. I can't believe I was right. I hated it. I hated it.
No,
I
but
did not
no,
want
but
to be right.
I genuinely thought the Viltrumites gave up, and they were just dragged there. That's what I genuinely thought.
I thought they were chilling on the planet, unaware. But
Okay, so what's your rating?
I was
So
wrong.
yeah, so what's your rating of the season?
And as the episodes go on, seeing like all of the characters like minorly bonding, Oliver and his father not talking much until Conquest comes back. It was very intriguing to see that. I keep saying the word intriguing. Mark seeing Conquest again ignited a rage like I've never seen before since like maybe season like not even close to season one's you guys are fucking dead! Like not even since then. That was a rage unlike anything I've ever seen before. And it showed
I'm
in the way he just would not let go. He did not let that mother go.
I think what kind of shocked me about that is the fact that he didn't really go to Cecil and went, "How could you?"
He just kept squeezing that motherfucker's throat.
And then Conquest ripped his guts out.
Yeah. And one thing I want to say is a lot of people are like constantly, even today, are like, why did he die from strangulation? Can't Viltrumites breathe in space? Motherfucker, he's forced. When Viltrumites are in space, they're not forcefully holding their breath. They can breathe in space. He's just crushing his windpipe. Like, hold on. I need to find something as an example. Take this. He's just
Yeah,
doing this,
that's
not
that's
letting
pretty much
go.
crushing. Yeah, that's pretty
His
much like
hands
crushing your
were
windpipe.
probably shaking as he's doing it because he's putting an amount of pressure he's never put in before. Never. And it all comes to a point of it comes to a point where Conquest is like actually struggling to breathe, struggling against Mark, throwing him into mountains on this deserted planet of no intelligent life other than like maybe a couple of bugs. And he finally realizes, I can't fucking win. I need to get him where it fucking hurts. I'm gonna right up his fucking stomach. That's still not working. I know. Let me just grab every intestine
Mm,
and yank it out.
that
And it was fucking brutal. Like, absolutely brutal. To the point
what's
of,
messed up about it is that
like,
it's also in the
Mark
book.
needed months of recovery. And it was just imagining the pain that Mark went through while recovering. Mark was there recovering for so long, he grew facial hair. Mark has
Yeah.
never been seen with facial hair before, and they correctly depicted Asian facial hair, by the way, on Mark, which, fantastic. I really loved
Which, by the
that.
way, Mark with facial hair, I wouldn't mind seeing that again. I think it looks
Well, you
cool
would
on
need
him.
like Asian genes for that, first and foremost, I think. But it was very, very interesting as well. While Mark was out cold for those months to see Oliver and Nolan bond and train for the upcoming battle.
Oh yeah, Mom and Paul took me to the restaurant, and then they had this lobster, and it made me feel fuzzy inside.
It was very
Weird.
it's a lot weird. But
I mean, I get why because he's an alien,
yo, yeah, like
but still
it's
though,
very telling.
very weird. And Nolan's realization cracked me up. He's like, oh,
I do want to say as well, Nolan trying to have a heart to heart and it not working multiple times over is just fucking killing me every single time because it's like trying to watch a teenager be it's like trying to watch an edgy teenager not be edgy for once. It's like, oh no, stop it. No. And when they finally get off planet, they make it to the headquarters of the Coalition of Planets, only to see the rest of the Viltrumite army be there. They finding out that there's a mole in their midst, only for it to be the fat doorman, was fucking insane. I
which by the
sincerely
way, that
did not think it was going to be the doorman.
which by the way, I'm gonna be honest, I was a bit disappointed by that because I was not expecting the mole to be a freaking doorman.
I thought it was actually going to be like a mole alien, weirdly enough. I don't
I
know.
was thinking
There's aliens that look like all kinds of things. I mean, we got aliens that look like humans in every other universe.
here's the thing, I was expecting one of the aliens from the coalition, like like the hologram that we see. I was expecting one of them,
I don't
but
know.
nah, we got the freaking, but nah, we got the freaking white sheep.
We got to deal with the doorman over here ratting us out to the Viltrumites.
Not what I was expecting. Alright, so what would be your rating out of 10 of season 4?
Oh, I'm not even done talking about it. That's the weird part.
Oh,
So after that whole fiasco, they gather their forces. They get Thetis. They're like, we must go to Viltrum. They go to Viltrum. They think that they're gonna get the jump on him, only for Thrag to be standing there in the middle of space, just staring at him. His and Nolan's conversation after he bitch slapped Oliver was very, very interesting. It sounded like they were good friends at one point. Like not just good friends, the best of friends in some way, you know? That's what this conversation gave off. But obviously they weren't as good friends as I thought because he fucking beat the shit out of them. And Mark telling Thrag, I killed Conquest. Everyone looking at him like, holy shit,
but nah,
seriously?
initial and everything like, oh really? You killed Conquest? I'm impressed.
Yeah, that was a very interesting way to make her look at him like that. I do think
And
that
I'm not
we
joking.
probably shouldn't have done that.
Which, by the way, everybody on Twitter, including well, I took the screenshot too, but I gave it a different context. But everybody else is taking that screenshot and be like, oh yeah, I would do him. I'm like, if you had not read the comments, you don't know what's coming.
Yeah, pretty much. But
But
it's
although I will admit
it's
though, the
very
look
odd.
she gave was, I will admit, while it was odd, it was a bit attractive, just a little bit. But I wouldn't say I would do her.
One of the most aura-filled moments for Thrag was a couple of things. Not bitch slapping Oliver. I will say that's not a very aura-filled moment.
That was just
One of them
funny at that point.
Mark punching him full force, and then that fucking I think I mentioned this earlier. The impact frame where it showed his fucking skull was
and
so
and it
fucking
was red.
intimidating. That shit was so fucking intimidating. I nearly pissed myself watching that. I had to rewind it a couple times to make sure I saw it right, not make sure I wasn't hallucinating. And then
I
the fight basically
I
is
think
a
that was in the
nothing burger
trailer
of a
too.
fight.
I think that was in the trailer too. The skull scene.
Yeah, I don't even remember that, but I do remember that like the fight between him and Mark was a nothing burger of a fight. Like it was barely nothing anything to thrag.
You
And
know
then
what makes drag? Hmm?
was that
You know what makes drag more terrifying?
was that
Normally, Mark wouldn't run away from a fight. Normally, he wouldn't. But then, soon as he, as soon as drag like punches through Nolan, Mark just runs. Bro flew
Oh yeah,
the
no.
other way.
The moment after they destroy the planet, no!
I
I choose
choose,
death! And then
and he kills
proceeds to
David,
rip Thetis in two.
and then squeezes his head like a freaking balloon.
That's when you know you fucked up. Thetis was probably the strongest one out of Mark, Nolan, and Thetis. Just the no, oh,
That
strongest one
dude,
out of the three.
that dude is not 100% pure Viltrumite. That dude's like 1,000,000%.
That man is 1 trillion% Viltrumite, and it shows. Like I don't even know what the fuck he benches, but it's probably like 3 planets.
Also, another thing, they nerfed Battle Beast in the Viltrumite Warman, because what the hell was that? Freaking grabbed his jetpack and just threw him.
I loved like seeing Tech Jacket get thrown while using the jetpack. It was funny.
That was actually kind of cool.
I like the Tech Jacket design. I really do. And a lot of y'all who are out here saying, "Oh man, why did they change Tech Jacket into a girl? Why did they
I didn't
do
even,
that?" Shut the fuck up. Like genuinely,
honestly,
there is
I
no
didn't
way
even
you were
know.
like I will be dead ass. Tech Jacket may have had his own comic book, sure. I didn't know anything about this fucking dude until Invincible. And I highly doubt y'all did too. If y'all come in the comments saying like, "Oh, actually, I did read the Tech Jacket comic books, and I thought the change was okay," good. I'm not talking about you. Y'all
I
know
actually
who I'm
did not
talking about.
know. I actually did not know who Tech Jacket was at all because in the compendium I have, he's not. Well, I know in the comics he's a dude, but whatever.
Yeah, Tech Jacket
In
is like
compendium
very
two,
Tech Jacket in the comics is like apparently very much of a nothing character. It seems. I think making Tech Jacket a younger girl, like around like the age range that Oliver is supposed to be, it makes a lot of sense
and
so that
also
we can
another
like move
thing,
on with the story.
if if all of his attraction to lobsters wasn't even a thing, I think him and Zoe would hit it off very well.
I think him and Zoe will get along very well, but it's gonna be very odd once Oliver's like looking like an adult.
But then now we're getting a freaking teenager who got turned on by a lobster or crab or whatever it was.
Yeah,
Again, it makes sense because he's an alien. That's still kind of weird.
yeah, but I do think the ending, where the finale episode where Mark is constantly haunted by PTSD visions of the Viltrumites on Earth murdering his loved ones, murdering the people around him.
Okay,
It's
let's be
just
real though. The
so
one with
odd.
Debbie,
It's the one with Debbie
the,
freaked me the fuck out.
yeah, I genuinely thought that was real.
I thought it was real. Like all of it was just a build up, like over time, like him being comforted by his loved ones, like by William, by Eve, by his mom, like only to keep seeing these visions for Eve to finally go like, "Hey, why don't you go for a fly? Not in your costume. Just just go for a fly, not as invincible." And then he goes flying, and then all of a sudden he sees Thrag just floating there again, just, like nothing's bothering him.
Uh,
Only
you know
for him to
what?
say, "Yes, we are here."
Yeah, that was crazy. But
And then
but
for
you wanna know something? Aside from Mark's family, I mean, aside from his family, you don't know who I think would be a great person for Mark to talk to?
who?
Rick.
Who?
Rick, the guy from season one, and then he got put back together by Cecil, and then he was in season four at the end. The the blonde guy, the one that William
Okay.
likes so much.
Yeah, no. Yeah, Rick. Okay. I forgot his name for a moment there. I'm like, fuck is Rick?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I do
Cause what
think Rick
about
would be
the?
like the perfect person for him to talk to in terms of like PTSD and shit like that for this kind
Yeah,
of reason.
yeah, definitely. We're about
And
to hit 3 hours, by the way. We're at 2 hours and 40.
I do think that perhaps that now that these Viltrumites are on Earth, we might see some of them, not all of them, some of them attempt to be better people. Maybe
Oh,
Earth will do to them what it did to Nolan.
I already know that they are gonna cause trouble.
I surely hope they don't, because Thrag told Mark, we will not cause any interference in your business. We will not interfere with your way of life as long as you do not interfere with ours.
Nah, I think
Unfortunately,
it's just something.
I do think I can trust Thrag at his word. Thrag
Well,
has
yeah, because
many things, but a man of his word is definitely one of them as well.
I think what makes Drag, well, I wouldn't say threatening, because even though he is, I think you know what, Drag is many things, but a liar is not one of them. Drag is not a liar. Like if he
No,
says
he's not a
something, he
liar.
means it.
He he stands on business, and very fortunately, Earth is his business now.
You will not harm, influence, aid, and abet your planet as long as we are undisturbed.
Now, what I think would be funny is, and this is just me making a joke. So obviously, we know that Norman Osborn and Harry Osborn in the comics and in the '90s cartoon had waves in their hair, even though they were white. Imagine Thrag, still white with the waves. Unironically, not even trying to laugh about it. Imagine that. How much more cooler would he look?
Honestly, you know what? I can see it.
I think he would look cooler. Genuinely.
The only time where I would say Thrag is a liar is when he said you will not hear from me again. I think that is when he lied.
I think that's the only lie he tells, but even then, I don't think he means me as in himself in some way, you know? But even then, like, he means it in a way like, we will not cause trouble. We won't get in your way. We'll just be here. You will not hear from us. And I think that's in a way like he trusts his people not to interfere. He's not going to interfere. He's not going to actively look for Mark, but somebody is. I feel like we already know somebody's going to look for Mark in some way, shape, or form. Someone's going to find Mark and then fuck with him. Whether that's
And this,
a named, whether I was forgetting that. Leave me be. Let me continue. Whether it's a Nissa or a unnamed Viltrumite, we don't know. It could be either.
I'm surprised Thrag said that there are only 37 remaining Viltrumites. Because in
Yeah,
the
they killed three
episode
of them in
7,
space.
no, but that's crazy though. But here's the thing though, it didn't really feel like it was 37. It feels less than that.
They
It feels
killed
less than
so they. I thought
37.
they killed so many Viltrumites, only for them to kill three. And that fucked with
That's
me.
great. But yeah, dude, now that the Viltrumites are on Earth, I worry for Mark so much.
I'm very
Oh,
worried
also
for
another
Mark.
thing. Also
But
another thing.
overall, if I want to say my rating before we continue, if I were to
Mhm.
rate this season, I want to give it a 9, like a solid 9.
Oh wow.
I don't know what more I could give it. I don't know what more it could give me before I give it a perfect score, but I do think this season was very solid with a lot of room to improve. Like I said earlier, like one of the main things it could have gave me was an episode where we saw the inner turmoil of Debbie and Eve while Mark and Nolan were gone.
Yeah, I would rather see that than the Hell episode. But then again, that's just me. I didn't like the Hell episode very much, and I think if they didn't do the Hell episode and they replaced it with the Earth episode that we just discussed, maybe this season would have gotten a 9, but now just an 8.5 for me. But it's just me.
That's fair, and that's fair. I think the season's a 9, and other than that episode I mentioned, that could have been put in. I don't know what more we could have needed to make it a perfect score for me.
True. This is not disappointing, but I found this very dumb, and I understand that they did it as a joke. But in episode 6, I think it was, towards the end, the post-credit scene where it's just the conquest grave and they panel, like they move the camera towards
Oh
it
yeah,
as they
that
pan.
was a. I was so scared for a moment, like he was gonna pop his hand right out of there and just be like, "I'm actually alive,
Nah, I was gonna be
motherfucker."
like, I was gonna be like, bruh, can this dude just
I
die?
thought that, I thought for some reason they were gonna do like a like I don't remember which of the movies of like of the dead or of the living dead movies it was. When there's no more room in hell, conquest will wander the earth.
Alright, we're gonna do two big news thing and then we're out because I don't want to do another 3 hour episode.
Yeah,
Even though we're already close to three
I
hours,
got
I'm
an
still already.
early shift tomorrow, so it's gonna be
Yeah,
fun.
we're only gonna be doing two news things, discuss those, and then we're out. Brad Winderbaum has officially been promoted to head of Marvel Television, animation, comics, and the franchise. So he's overseeing
Okay.
everything. Now, television and animation we've known for a long time. We know that. But comics and franchise, that's new. I don't know whether to feel good or to feel a bit disappointed with the. Well, no, I'm not gonna say no. I'm not gonna say disappointed. But I don't know if I should feel relieved or if I should feel confused
We can be
about
both.
the
We can be a little bit of both.
because again, there could be a good thing about Brad taking over Marvel Comics, and there could be a bad thing about it. The good thing would be okay, so we have him being the head of Marvel Comics, so now everything might change, and we are no longer going to get horrible editorials. Now, here's where the bad stuff comes in. We could be
No,
getting
no.
more MCU tie-ins. We could maybe, and I really hope I'm wrong. We could be getting. more MCU tie-in comics.
Oh Lord.
Because again, he's also the head of Marvel Television and Animation at Marvel Studios. So that's my take on it. But what about you?
Honestly, I just really hope they don't fuck up Spider-Man even more, but you know what? I don't think I need to worry about that much.
I mean, Brad Winderbaum did work on your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Yeah, but I saw they introduced a character that nobody knows who the fuck he is.
What's the other big
It
one? Okay,
looks
this
so
one we
fucking
need to dis.
weird.
Okay, this one we need to discuss a little bit more. Marvel Comics has announced Amazing Spider-Man number 1000, a milestone issue with a main story by Joe Kelly and Pep Pepe Larraz coming this September. The issue will feature additional stories from Bendis, Romita, Romita Jr., Miller, Momoko, Imonen, Slot, Mateus, Gleason, Martin, and a new writer, Hawley, Hawley. I think that's how you spell it. So yeah. Now this
So
one
it's
we need
gonna
to
take
discuss a
Bendis
bit
to
more.
fix everything again.
No, but Bendis not writing the main story. He's just gonna put something
I know,
additional
but
to it.
I think you get the joke. A lot of people are saying like, "Oh, it's
Yeah,
gonna take Bendis to fix Spider-Man."
yeah. I mean, dude, you don't know how many pages the 1000 issue has?
No,
104. That's a graphic novel right there,
that's
pretty
a
much.
big boy. It's a lot of words for
Yup.
Elmo.
For something that's a 1000 issue. So yeah, those were the two big stuff. The rest we can discuss it the week after. So I'm still gonna save this because normally I delete everything. But I'm just gonna save this so that we can discuss it the next episode. Oh, and one last thing, The Boys has officially ended after 7 years. The series finale is now streaming on Prime Video.
Yeah,
So there's that.
they probably could
Yes,
have
yes,
gathered that from our earlier conversation about fucking Butcher
yeah,
popping his head open.
yeah. Well, that's gonna do it for this episode. So make sure to watch Invincible season 4. All episodes now streaming. Oh, one. Oh wait, never mind. It's the day. Oh no, man, that comes out tomorrow. Damn it! I thought it was the 27th. I was gonna say the Spider-Noir show comes out already, but that's on the 27th. It's the 26th for me right now.
Huh,
Oh damn! Wait a second. You
that does
technically
happen,
time
huh?
traveled. But wait, so you technically time traveled because
I'm
for
in the
you,
past.
it, it's the 25th today for you.
It's an hour behind. Quick, tell me something about the future before it's too late.
Deep thought with the deep. If your friend has a 3 hour time zone difference and he's 3 hours behind, does that mean they're in the future?
Have you ever had a dream that you want?
You wanna try that again, buddy?
That's the meme where the kid's like, "Have you ever had a dream that
Oh.
you want?" You know the one.
Alright, yeah, so that's gonna do it for this episode. Also, another thing, one last thing. Make sure to catch
Is
Star Wars The
mayonnaise an
Mandalorian.
instrument?
No, Patrick, mayonnaise is not an instrument.
Mayonnaise is not an instrument. Horseradish isn't an instrument
Alright,
either.
make sure to catch Star Wars The Mandalorian and Grogu now playing in theaters. First Star Wars movie in almost a decade, by the way.
My dad and my brother actually went to go see it, and they got a couple of cards for going to see it.
Oh, nice. How come you didn't go? Oh, that's cool. That is very cool.
It's got two sides. I thought I'd show them off because you brought it up. I didn't know if anyone else gets cards for going to see it, but my local AMC did.
Oh, my AMC gave out Top Gun Maverick posters. I grabbed one.
Yeah, I don't care for Top Gun.
You don't like
I
that
only
movie?
care for
Oh,
Top Dick, as in Dick Grayson.
nice.
As in Dick Grayson.
Just so you know, when I'm editing this episode, I'm keeping that in.
You better like throw that in at random moments if you severely edit it.
Oh man, that was funny. All right, man. See you next
I
week.
only care for Top Dick.
That's crazy. All right. See
I'm
you,
gonna say it
everyone.
as funkadelic as I can. Bye byes.